break up a riot. And one of the most famous spots in the world opened again to the public.
India reopening its iconic Taj Mahal and several other monuments as the number of new COVID-19 cases in the country continues to drop. Government officials revealing 650 tourists a day will be allowed to visit the White Marble Palace starting Wednesday. Temperatures will be checked at the gates, face masks must be worn, and social distancing norms must be observed. Inez de la Quatera, ABC News, at the Foreign Desk.
Rena Roy, ABC News.
Deb's constipation with belly pain, discomfort, and bloating kept giving her grief. She talked to her doctor to get some relief. Turns out Deb had irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, which was a start. Saying yes to Linzess helped her do her part.
Linzess, or linaclotide, is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. Linzess works differently than laxatives. It lets you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 6, and it should not be given to children 6 to less than 18. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. There could be more to your story with IBS-C. Talk to a doctor today. Say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS. Sponsored by AbbVie and Ironwood Pharmaceuticals.
K-How News Time, 10:03.
Guilty on all charges for STEM school shooter Devin Erickson. The jury returned the verdict after just hours of deliberation. Prosecutor George Brockler.
You find yourself thinking, my God, have we done enough? My God, should we have done something different? My God, will these victims leave here feeling like what they went through actually mattered? And the person that did it to him is held accountable.
Erickson will be sentenced in September. Student Kendrick Castillo was killed and 8 others were hurt in the shooting at the STEM school in Highlands Ranch. Erickson faces life in prison without parole on the first-degree murder charge. No relief in sight from the heat just yet. National Weather Service says today's high is expected to be about 100 in Metro Denver. That would break Denver's record of 96 that was set just a year ago. Yesterday saw a record high of 101. Other cities in the state also set new high temperature records yesterday. Sports, Colorado Rockies beat the San Diego Padres 8-4 last night at Coors Field. That's the latest. I'm Pat Woodard.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by ExpressPros.com.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, there is a crash northbound I-25 approaching 6th Avenue. Got you backed up now from before Santa Fe. Once you get past that accident, your speeds improve. There is a rollover accident on the ramp from eastbound Boulder Turnpike to southbound I-25. Expect delay there. Denver weather, high temperature of...
Now we're on I-Hill.
No, that's fine, Henry. We'll just do this. That's an easy solution.
You have his phone number?
I do.
Is it 720-456?
720-626.
Hold on, 626-4010.
Right.
Disconnect these ones early.
Is his cell working?
Yes, I've left him 4 messages.
They got some callers from yesterday,
and
what they do is when they run out of time,
He never answered.
they'll write the person's phone number and Suzanne will call him back in the morning. So he's got caller.
And so there's no dead time on there, pretty much.
There's never been dead time at all.
Yeah, for sure.
He asked if you don't have callers if there's dead time.
Sometimes.
No, I said there's never been dead time.
Yeah, but lately it's happened more than, since the pandemic, calls have been weird. Mm-hmm. There have been times, honest to God, that's the first time ever, right, Dan? Toward the pandemic, calls got spotty, on or off, on or off, on or off.
Yep. One day just packed, next day. But Tom's spiel is like the Energizer bunny. It never stops.
No, it's really
that's what I'm saying. He can carry the show. I mean, I think he can carry the show for a couple hours without a caller.
Well, we got a lot to talk about.
We can talk about heat. We can talk about attic ventilation.
Marty's got, when we get lull time, Marty's got a lot of
We can do real estate, something like that.
I love good attic ventilation.
It's important.
You know what people should have is thermometers up there to really realize how hot it gets up there.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, I like attic fans. So a mechanical fan up there is going to push that hot air out. Why? The goal, if you can make the attic temperature the same as the outside air temperature.
Oh, wow.
I mean, that's the best you can do.
Sure, that's right.
And
then a whole house fan on top of that. You need both.
But the whole house fan does do the pushing out.
You really need both. Yeah, but
you gotta have it on.
hello, I'm Tom Martino.
Your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. This hour brought to you by My Consumer Magazine, 303consumer.com. That's where you can go to download a digital copy if you didn't get your copy, 303consumer.com. In fact, one of the articles in there was about roofing and how to pick a roofer. Jay Bretz, I interviewed Jay Bretz from Excel Roofing for that. He's here today to talk about some of the scams going on. There's never a shortage of roofing scams. Welcome, Jay. We'll talk to you in a minute here. And you can say hi. And he brought his son, so we're here. The three Bretz boys are here, so if there's a ruckus, you'll know why. 303-713-TALK. By the way, if you go to 303consumer.com, you can download a digital copy of the magazine if you didn't get one. There's articles and, of course, screaming deals. I want to start out by making a phone call to a scumbag, if we can get a hold of him. This guy's name is Marty Toma. Marty took $4,000 and did nothing. He did nothing. Are we talking zero, Deputy Doc? Zero. You've tried calling him. Have we ever touched base with him? You just left messages. Larry, in December, listen to this, 2019, he signs a contract for a $13,000 bathroom remodel, put a third down, $4,000. Complete Remodeling Solutions, Marty Toma, did nothing. Suze, did we find a photo or a pic of Marty Toma?
Oh, yeah, we did. I thought I sent those to you,
You may
Tom.
have. I'm going to look. You may have. Because we definitely got to get this guy on the sleaze brigade. Anytime people take money and do nothing, they're criminals. They're criminals. And they violated the Contractor's Trust Act. I'm so sick and tired of doing this. Of people getting ripped off, putting money down, putting money down, putting money down. Now, should you ever put money down? There are rare circumstances I can go over. Rare circumstances. One of Jay Bretz's sayings is, we don't take a cent until you're content. Have you ever been burned, Jay, because you've never taken a cent? Have you ever been burned?
It happens now and then, but I tell you what, it's the only way to do home improvement.
But wait a minute. Have you been burned just very, very, very seldom?
Very, very seldom.
What, do you kind of size your people up in the beginning?
For sure. We take a look at the customer. We talk to them.
And they take a look at you. Everybody takes a look at everybody.
And, you know, that's a two-way street that we don't talk about very often, is that not only do consumers choose the contractor, but contractors need to make sure that they're the right fit for that consumer.
Of course they do.
And, I mean, it's like any relationship in life. If you get into a deal and both parties aren't good for each other, you shouldn't do it. But every now and then, you can see a scam coming. And if we think that somebody doesn't have the ability to pay, we're going to dig deeper.
And by the way, that's a good thing to do. Now, there are people who pick consumers based on whether they're gullible or not. I'll bet you this Marty Toma sized up Larry and thought, I can get money out of this guy. Marty Toma is obviously a liar and a thief. He still has a cell phone that works. I want to see if I can get a hold of him, leave a message. And then I'm going to let you guys do the same. What we have to do is put him out of business. Why am I not hearing? There we go. I'm going to light this guy up, as we say. I'm dialing his number now, 720-626-4010. Let's see if he answers. And if he answers, pick it up, Suze. Suze, pick it up if he answers real quick. I hope he does. What usually happens, Deputy Doc, it just goes to voicemail?
Yeah.
We know he's clearing them because his voicemail isn't full. Come on, let's get you.
You've reached Marty. Thank you for calling. Please listen to the options.
Yeah.
If this is in regard to a CRS project, please call the office number 720-402-0652. If this is regarding anything else, for the most prompt response, please text me. Thank you.
Can we leave him? Hey, Marty, you're live on the Tom Martino Show. I'm the Troubleshooter. We go after liars, cheats, and ripoffs. It looks like you're in that category. You took $4,000 back in December of 2019, did nothing for Larry. That puts you in violation of the Contractors Trust Act. So we're going to look to get you in jail. Forget the civil crap. You sound like a criminal to me. My number is 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. You might want to give us a call because if you know this show, we burrow under the skin and we don't let go. So you're going to have us putting you out of business if you cheat people. Thank you, Marty. Have a wonderful day. Now, that office number, let's give it a call right now. What was it?
720.
Hold on. 720, yes. 402.
0652.
0652. If they answer, pick up, Suzanne.
Who are you calling?
Toma's office, Complete Remodeling Solutions.
Hello, my name is Ed Alwine, and you've reached Complete Remodeling Solutions. I'm away from my desk right now or on another call, so if you leave me your name, number, and a brief message, I'll get back to you as soon as possible. I generally return calls within one business day. Have yourself a good day, and we'll talk to you soon.
At the tone, please record your message.
Yes, I will.
When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, this is Tom Martino from the Tom Martino Show, the Troubleshooter. I've been here 40 years going after liars, cheats, and ripoffs. Complete Remodeling Solutions and Marty Toma took $4,000 from a guy in December of 2019 and did nothing, zero, zippo. So Larry was the consumer. We'll give you more.
Ed Alwine.
Oh, Ed.
Alwine is his name.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. Listen, Larry's the guy. What we want to do is get some information here because if you take money and don't do work, you're in violation of the Contractors Trust Act, which can also turn into a crime. And, of course, we'll seek to make you a criminal like you should be for stealing money. So call us back, 303-627-8466. That's 303-MARTINO. And you and Marty get a toothbrush and head to jail maybe because you guys are crooks, in my opinion. Give us a call. Now, that's the bottom line right there. These guys sound like crooks, and we left a message. We're going to do what it takes. We're going to do what it takes to make sure everybody knows. But I have yet another office number, and I don't know what one that is, 456-000.
Well, I think that's Ed Alwine's cell phone. I left 2 messages.
Who is this Ed, by the way?
I think
Ed?
he's his project manager.
Okay.
But I left 2 messages with Ed, and I did text because
3 numbers. Okay.
Yeah, Marty Toma said to text him if you can't write. So I texted him twice explaining what we do and who we are, and all my efforts went for naught.
Here's what I want. I want these numbers called. Okay, we got 3 numbers. His cell number, Marty Toma, President and Chief Thief, 720-626-4010. 720-626-4010. 720-626-4010. The next one, the one we just talked to, 720-402-0652. That's the office. They're answering there. You can leave a message. And now, don't be rude. Just tell them you heard him on the Tom Martino Show. You're going to let people know what a crook he is. 720-402-0652. 720-402-0652. Okay? Now, do we have Larry's? You have Larry's name, right? So let make sure we get in touch with the consumer in case they get in touch with him. So let me give you that office number again for these lying, cheating ripoffs. 720-402-0652. Complete Remodeling Solutions. They're liars, they're cheats, they're ripoffs. I will get to all of your calls coming right up.
Yeah, wouldn't that just wreck your day getting that voicemail?
It's kind of ironic that his name is Complete when he didn't even start the job.
It's complete ripoffs. It's not complete remodeling, complete ripoff.
Complete remodeling, ripoffs. So just like Tom will be doing commercials here during the breaks, most breaks. So then you just gotta
Yeah.
We can talk now. Shannon's trying to talk to you. He says 3, 2. He's getting ready to do it like.
Let's talk about ZeroResDenver.com. What is ZeroRes? ZeroRes is a carpet cleaning solution, and it's the one I use with empowered super soft water. It's patented, in fact, no soaps, no emulsifiers, and they do a great job. And they're doing, they do my carpets, for example, and you dry faster. And they are quicker not only to dry, but they don't get dirty as fast because there's no residue to collect debris and dust. ZeroResDenver.com. They also do tile and grout, and they do upholstery. ZeroResDenver.com, 303-471-5150. Right now, 3 rooms for $109, and the $109 is for 3 rooms. You will never get a deal like that anywhere else. 303-471-5150. Not like this, that gets this clean, this fast. All right, another thing I want to tell you about is Genesis Solar. What a great company, Genesis Solar. I know Mark Szymanski, and of course he has Genesis Total Exterior, so he'll take care of you at Genesis Solar. What he will do that no one else will do is a 25-year performance guarantee and bumper-to-bumper equipment warranty. Think about that. Financing is available. No money down, no cash out of pocket ever. GenesisSolarCO.com. Get it before tax credits go away. GenesisSolarCO.com for more information. 720-667-4760. And don't forget Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Free market valuations of your home for the asking. All you have to do is call him. He'll give you a market analysis of your home based on the sales he has done in the areas. He will give you an accurate price based on true performance rather than guessing. It's even better than an appraisal. And there's no obligation. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Free market valuations. 920-1622. 303-920-1622. I substituted. I went over. I'm sorry. I thought Mr. Green Jeans was a 60. Never mind. It's fine.
Tommy, remember I was telling you about my brother-in-law? He had an enlarged thyroid, so he went back because he had an ultrasound so that to get the results, and they wanted to do a biopsy on it right then and there. But you were like, it's pretty rare for that to be an issue.
Did he have nodules, they called it?
They just said it was enlarged.
Okay.
So now they want to biopsy it.
Yeah, okay. But I was told nodules are very, very rarely cancer. Now, I don't know about enlargement. I don't know if that's what they mean, nodules or enlargement. That's
I'll
what
find out.
It's also a pretty treatable cancer.
Even, okay, so it's not like
Well, it's one of the most treatable cancers, that prostate. Nobody wants cancer, but it's pretty treatable. God, you want what? Oh, you got water.
Yeah, thank you. So are Susan and Janet, are those people calling in to ask questions about excellence?
They're going to make some kind of comment.
Don't know if good or bad.
We'll see. Hopefully,
maybe be ready. Be ready to shut them down if they start saying stuff bad.
I'm Duke and I'm 12 years old.
This is Duke, damn it.
I'm going to take over this company someday. I'm going to be out there. And that is the goal. And if you guys want to talk about it, you know, you can say our goal is to take this company over when Dad gets too old. And you can say I'm 14 and I'm 16, and you can talk about how the things I've taught you over the years about doing the absolute best job possible.
For sure.
The goal is XL Roofing to do the best job possible and make the most satisfied.
That's it.
Don't take a cent until they're content.
Do
a good job. Do a good job, provide customer service, and fixing problems.
What are the kids doing this summer? Anything camps or anything? Hanging out?
You know, they're not doing anything special, unfortunately. I mean,
it's hard to find stuff.
You know what's not? We're so busy this summer.
Yeah, you are riding your bike.
I'm busy following them.
How many roofs have you guys put on?
I've taken off.
Well, Tom, you know, I
Get you up on the roof.
I'm on a keto diet. Like,
I've done
you know,
a couple estimates, but that's about it.
my sister was in town visiting my nephew.
Did you take
She
the
is the
shingles
best
off?
Italian cook in the world.
Oh yeah, I know.
And I picked out, and I figured one day in 3 months is not going to kill me.
Right. That's right.
First of all, it's my sister, and second of all, she cooks like you wouldn't believe Italian food. So I went off the wagon, man.
You're off the wagon.
I'm back on it.
You're on the wagon or off the wagon?
Whatever it is, I went off on it last night, and that was the first piece of bread I've had. And pasta in 3 months.
Is that your
Everything's in moderation, as long as that goes.
I don't know.
And you really want to use weight, intermittent fasting.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Susan, what do you want to talk about? Hello, Susan. What can we do for you?
Yeah, hi, Tom. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. What can we do for you?
I wanted to tell you, not last week, but the week before last, I had a roof put on my house with XL Roofing.
Oh, good.
And I have to tell you, I could not believe how smoothly everything went. The project manager, Jeff, was absolutely incredible. I was really anxious about the whole thing. You never know what's going to happen with the roof. I mean, it was absolutely fantastic.
I'm really happy that we hear real reports, because roofing is a terrible industry. It is. It's riddled by ripoffs, and I'm so happy that you had a great experience with Excel.
That's why I called Excel, because I heard
you
don't pay a cent until you consent. I did pay Jeff, so hopefully they got the money up there. There was one little thing. When I told Jeff to come by to pick up the check, he went up on the roof. He took care. I couldn't believe. I mean, so professional. He practically held my hand, and he was very, very kind.
Good.
And I wanted to tell Jay, the owner, how terrific. I would highly recommend. Now, it hasn't rained yet, though. So
Yeah. Oh, we forgot to tell you about that part. The rain guarantee is till the first rain.
Susan, some roofing companies have this taillight guarantee. As soon as the taillights are out of view, the guarantee is over.
Yeah.
But really appreciate those kind words about Jeff. He's our Colorado Springs branch manager.
Yeah.
So Susan's calling from the Springs.
Thank you, Susan.
Really appreciate it.
Janet, what's going on with you? These are unsolicited calls, by the way. What's going on, Janet?
Hi, good morning. I, as well as Susan mentioned, had a roof replaced last week, and Kevin was my service manager, and just how amazing the whole process went. Unfortunately, my roof did get hailed on last Sunday, so it's been christened already. But
my goodness, you already have hail? Was it big hail?
No, it was probably, pea size, maybe dime size.
Okay. Well, thank you for your experience, Jan. I'm sorry. Did you have anything else to say? I didn't want to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, that was it. I just wanted to let Jay know how everything was just wonderful, the crew and Kevin, and thank you for taking my call.
Thank you, Janet. We love positive feedback. Now, Jay, is there hail right now, damage right now from recent?
There is. We had hail the other day.
I know we had it, but I thought there were just tiny little things.
Different areas of the city receive different size hail. So some parts are spotty, other parts have received significant hail that would total the roof. So it's like we always talk about. You should call a reputable company like Excel Roofing first to come out and inspect the damage before you call your insurance company. Because if you call your insurance company first and there's not damage, then you're going to get a claim.
I know. Isn't it amazing? Even if they don't pay out, they count it as a claim. Desiree called yesterday. This is pretty serious. And I wanted to put the word out because so many people fall into this category. Desiree, your daughter is an adult daughter, right?
Yes, she is.
And she's 27 years old. She has type 1 diabetes. Is that right?
Yes.
And she's depressed. And you say she's depressed partly because of her disease?
That and a bunch of things in her life. For the kind of through time, either it's family, some issues that just bother her. She's just let her diabetes go, as well as it.
Now, is she overweight?
No.
Okay.
She's very thin.
She's very thin, And you said she doesn't have much of a social life?
Not really too much. She kind of keeps a little to a couple people.
And you say she's depressed. Does she have a diagnosis? Did she ever see a professional?
Yeah, she's has depression with I don't know if it was with the diabetes, but maybe possible bipolar, or she hears other diagnoses that her friends have and then tries to add it with hers. So some of them, I don't know if they're truly hers or her friends.
Is she under a doctor's care?
Through Community Reach here in Adams County, yes.
Community Reach, is that like a free mental health clinic?
Yeah, I believe so. It's the one we have in Adams County.
Okay. Now, is she on medication?
Yes.
What is she on?
I don't know how much. Don't know what exactly the name of it is.
Is she taking her medication?
Probably not.
All right. What I wanted to you're looking for resources, right, on what to do?
Yeah. Right. They said for her treatment that she should go for a higher up care rather than an outpatient care. The thing is there's a lot of places that won't take an insulin dependent person and one that doesn't want to take care of it because that's her second scapegoat. Let the diabetes go, and then she could try to end her life that way. So at times I don't think she wants to end her life, but that's her next way of doing it. Her diabetes is severely not taken care of. She's been DKA, which is diabetic ketoacidosis, quite frequently. We get depressed. We'll sleep it off for days and days and days. And, she's supposed to take insulin, along in a short acting, and she's not fully complying even with that because she's like, I'm depressed. I'm going to sleep my life away. And, it just doesn't,
well,
I don't know how else to end that.
High blood sugar will kill her. A low blood sugar will kill her faster.
Right.
That with diabetics, you can either go with a long period of high sugar, which leads to neuropathy and organ failure, or you can go with a short-term over-insulating yourself where you become...
Yeah, I think we're hitting the neuropathy, and some of it's starting to deteriorate some of the stuff in our organs. Gastritis and
you're
stuff
looking
like
for
that.
You're looking for a in-resident program for depression that would take a type 1 diabetic. Does she have insurance?
Right. She's got Medicaid, Colorado.
Well, then we should be able to find something, but you're not able to find anything that will take a type 1 diabetic.
Apparently, every time she goes to even North Suburban, they'll treat her because her blood sugar is really high. Because by then, when you're diabetic ketoacidosis, vomiting so bad that it's really bad. And her blood sugar, anywhere at 800s to they're really high.
Why is it that she? Oh no, I don't know. It's so difficult when someone has both of those things, and she doesn't want to do much, and it's hard. Right. But would she Would she go to to a resident program if you could find someone?
I hope she would. From my understanding, Adams County here didn't, but when the hospital North Suburban didn't have beds, they sent her to Rose Hospital, and they found one for 15 days. I believe 700 Potomac, but that's just where the hospital somebody has to make a referral, and things have to jump up through loops.
Okay. All right. Listen, here's what we do. I'm going to put out the word, and we're going to look for if anyone. I know there are people listening that have been confronted with this. We're looking for people, and Suze, make sure you keep her information. And I'm asking people if they know of any resident programs, that's treatment facilities in, what do you call it? In resident care? I don't know what you call it, but inpatient. That's what I'm looking for. Thank you. Inpatient mental mental care, care for mental illness, inpatient care for depression, and with someone with type 1 diabetes. So what we're going to do is ask you to call us at 303-MARTINO or write to us live at troubleshooter.com so we can try to find something for Desiree. JR has a roofing question, and then before we answer that, we have to take a quick break. But JR, what's your question? JR?
Yes.
What is your roofing question?
I had two questions there. I had a roof put on about 7 years ago. Longevity of the roof. Now, they have some techniques you can spray it. What about spraying that to make it last longer?
Okay.
Or there's people put copper on their roofs.
Copper? You mean copper like copper roofs?
Yeah. I know a copper on the edges, just strips of copper.
All right, hold on. Let's talk about that coming up. I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK.
So copper, he's talking about copper.
It sounds like this spraying copper. Flashing confusing.
He's talking about flashing, but there is something down south. Have you ever noticed when you've been down there how the roofs get all that moss on them? They're covered with algae, is what it is. You can take a strip of zinc metal and nail it along the top, and the zinc will make the algae not form. Oh, really? Yeah. That's the only time I've ever heard of putting anything metal on a roof to help it, any kind of.
And it's just on the flashing on the.
No, it would be just a strip like across the top, near the peak, near the ridge, and just whatever the chemicals are.
So then the water drains down and it knocks.
And that galvanized whatever.
Oh yeah, I understand.
Yeah, doesn't copper do that too?
What does he mean by spraying?
I have a roofing question for you.
Tell me.
How come these whatever you want to call them aren't out there putting roofs on this under the weather?
You call them young men, by the way.
And they're sitting. Well, I wanted to be nice. And they're sitting here rather than out working
in the air conditioning.
Yeah, they should be out doing roofing.
I know.
Okay, guys, I got this coming up.
Well, dude, I went to a break.
It's all right. As soon as you hear me talk, that's fine.
Yep.
If you're looking for a loan, Affordable Interest Mortgage is one of the companies I highly endorse. In fact, that's because I know them, and I've known them the entire time they've been in business. Kurt Rogers is the owner. Now, Affordable Interest Mortgage has all of the options you want in loans. They have FHA and VA. They have conventional loans. They have jumbo loans. They have first-time buyer programs. And they have the liquid loan. The liquid loan is very unique. It's a line of credit. So let's say you owe a couple $100,000 on your house, it pays that off. If you have extra equity, it becomes a line of credit for you to use. In fact, if you pay down that line, you can pay it up and down, you can pay your house off completely, and then when you want the money, take it back. And every penny you have in the bank counts against your average daily balance. Find out more about this or any other loan, aimortgage.net, 720-895-0500. If you're looking for countertops, go to the guy that's so proud of his value that he'll give you a price on the phone. You know how many people say, oh, come on in, or, well, we can't do that. They try to get you to come in to talk to you because they're not really proud of their prices. TheArtOfGranite.com. Mitch Floria will give you a price on the phone, whether it be granite, marble, quartz, whatever solid surface you want, he can do. All you have to do is give him a call. Wholesale on all materials, tear out and haul away is free, and the bathroom's free when you do the kitchen. 303-386-5919. 386-5919. Earlier in the show, I talked about Genesis. Genesis Total Exteriors also has Genesis Solar. Mark Szymanski's the owner of both. You can trust both companies for all of your household needs when it comes to siding and windows and doors and anything exterior, home remodeling, and of course, the wonderful solar company that he has now doing solar systems with 25-year warranties on equipment and production. Imagine that. And you own it. It's not a lease. So no hassle when you sell your home. 720-667-4760. 720-667-4760, GenesisSolarCO.com.
Brian with Advanced Road Jacks. So these guys talk to me all the time about, business and different things. And one of the things we haven't talked about is solar. I don't know how he makes money out of it. It's just, that's a tough one.
It's a terrible business.
What does solar do to the roof? Well, does it depend on what the material is?
So check it out. This is one of the dirty little secrets about electricity that I've learned. And that is, they call it, you lose 50% of the power from the generation place to what your end user is.
Really?
Did you know that?
Well, it depends how far away.
50% usually. They call it leakage. So the good thing about putting solar panels on a roof is that there's hardly any leakage. But solar guys are notorious for trashing roofs, especially on a day like today. If they get up on the asphalt shingles and start working on them, they will trash them.
Well, that's what I thought.
Because why?
Because they get up there and they scuff the hell out of the shingles.
It's easier the hotter it is.
The hotter it is, the easier it is
How
to
do you
scuff
walk
those
up
shingles.
to not kill them?
You have to be extremely careful on days like today.
What? Like what are they doing that's not careful? I mean, when you walk, you
This
walk.
lady
So what
emails
would be
me.
careful about
I
what?
haven't heard from Doc since
Try not
December.
to
Well,
walk on it at all. It's so fragile.
so I'm like,
A good
since
strategy
December,
on a day like
what's
today
going
would
on?
be
I don't
out
even know what your
be out there
problem's
at
about.
daybreak, like
And
5:30 a.m.
anyway,
Still
so then
cool.
she
How
sent
come
this.
you can run
And
water
apparently, I think what happened is you took her
Spray
case
down
right
right
before
to
going
the-
into the hospital. Then you're in the hospital forever and a day, Ken. So this is what she sent, and the last thing I sent back was, I need your phone number. But I just wanted to give you a heads up so you can wrap your head around this. When she gives me her, if we need to put her back on the air, I'll put her back on the air, and we'll just start her problem over again.
Okay.
Yeah, the doctor said he'd be surprised if it wasn't thyroid cancer.
Oh.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh.
He's like in his 30s. You said it's very treatable. So
I don't care.
anyway,
Then you have meltdown.
My God.
Dude, what was the last meltdown?
so I don't know if you remember that one at all, Ken.
I do.
Tom, what's your favorite type of energy?
My favorite what?
Energies. Type of energy. I like nuclear.
I like caffeine.
Energy.
He's a cool man.
Let me think.
I really like nuclear.
No, I mean, if I had to pick one, it would be solar because of. But
Well, the thing is, solar doesn't work for a big city. Like, Los Angeles, I'm pretty sure it was some city in California. They had to pay Nevada to take some of their solar energy because they had too much of it or too little of it because it's so volatile.
well, no, but if they get storage together,
Yep, storage is the key. Battery.
For sure.
When
And then
you, when you get
it's
home,
the cleanest, most efficient form of energy. It's sun.
yeah, but then you can only use it for like 10 years,
If you
and then you have all that unrecyclable waste that just goes out to the power plants. I mean,
A nuclear reactor is pretty much unrecyclable.
when you get home, Google Finland nuclear reactor.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303
713 Talk. 713-8255. So JR wants to know about sprays. Can you put a spray on a roof that prolongs it? You know, there is a big scam that goes on back east and down south where people go door to door saying, ma'am, we can spray your roof with this spray and it'll rejuvenate your roof. And, it really was a scam. I used to cover it on the air back there. Are these still going on, these scams, or are there any sprays that truly help asphalt roofs or any kind of roof?
So that particular scam was really
wood roofs. I know that
it
if
was
you
focused
oil
on the
wood roofs.
That's right. And because so many of the cedar shake roofs have just gone away, that scam has pretty much gone away.
But if you have a cedar roof, oiling it does help it. But, I mean, it doesn't. I mean, really, you shouldn't have a cedar roof. They're so ridiculous. But are you talking about the wood roofs, JR, when you talk about sprays?
No, just the regular, what do you call it? Just the regular roofs.
No,
asphalt.
We've not heard of any sprays. Now, what about, do they ever try to spray a tar up there? I mean, do they ever try to do anything like that?
No, the only time that you would ever spray an asphalt or tile roof would be down south. And what they do is they clean all the algae off.
And they do an anti-algae spray?
They do. And also, when you talk to JR about putting some kind of metal strip on the roof,
what copper are you talking about, JR? What are you talking about?
Just copper on the ridge line is supposed to help out when it leaches down. The copper leaches down the roof, and it.
I don't get what you mean now. No, they add copper where?
On the ridge lines. On the ridge line.
On the tip, on the peak of the roof.
Strip.
What's the purpose of putting copper up there?
Well, it's supposed to the copper leaches off, the water
and what,
leaches
yeah,
down.
And what does the copper do that's beneficial?
It makes it last longer.
No, it doesn't. No, none of
Well,
that's
okay,
true.
I saw that on the internet, but
yeah.
Okay.
I also saw on the internet there's a woman that lives on the moon, but
where's she at? Where does she live on the moon at? Where at?
JR wants to go see her. JR, seriously though, there are no sprays, and that copper thing is just another scam. Copper looks nice on the ridgeline under some conditions. I used to have a copper roof a long time ago. They're beautiful. I mean, if you accelerate the with the patina, you can't let it do it naturally. It'll take 20 years to look good. You have to speed it up with acid.
We will not even get that nice green color, that patina here in Colorado. It just doesn't happen.
You can force it.
You can force it with some acids and things like that.
But then you ruin all your gutters and your siding. I mean, it's a dangerous roof to mess with.
It'll eat everything else. Copper is a great roof, and for anybody that drives around the DU area, all of those roofs are copper, and those things are made to last like 100 years.
Janet, I'm curious. What's going on, Janet?
Well, I'm going to have a sprinkler system installed, and I asked our lawn guy for a referral, and he referred some guy, and then I wanted to pay half of the amount using a credit card, and he said he doesn't take credit cards, but I could pay his bills instead. That sounds weird.
Well, hold on now. Wait. This sounds like a guy that's been burned because of credit cards. People might contest him, or he can't afford, or he doesn't have the credit to open up a credit card account. But it also
he's a little guy. He's a little guy.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. It sounds like someone who doesn't have a line of credit or any credit at the place. Now, by paying for materials, I don't mind doing that. Is that what he means by paying bills, or does he mean he'll do work for you and then take and bring you his electric bill? What does he mean?
I don't know, because he's hard to get a hold of, and now he's going to show up on
Janet, that's
Saturday.
it's a bad sign, Janet. Come on. It's hard to get a hold of him, and he can't take credit cards, and he doesn't have credit to get materials, it sounds like. Janet, if I had a guy that I knew was a good guy and he couldn't afford to buy materials, I would say this. If I knew what materials I needed, and they had materials delivered to my home, and I paid directly for the materials, I would have no problems with that whatsoever.
He never said what, yeah.
So long as I buy the materials, they're delivered to me, and then if this guy walks, I just have to hire someone to finish the labor. But I would not I would not blindly pay invoices unless the materials were there. I would pay cash on delivery for materials, and I would pay directly for labor. But even before I did that, I would want to make sure the guy is trustworthy. And I'm just telling you right now, you're having red flags before you even hire the guy. He's hard to get a hold of. No one should be hard to get a hold of. Okay? And then the next thing is he doesn't take credit cards. Look, I know a lot of people don't want to pay the fees for credit cards, but the fact that he can't take them tells me he's not creditworthy, and he wants you to pay his bills. He's not creditworthy. There's a lot to be said about creditworthiness, okay? And in a nutshell, it means that they're not creditworthy. And I do not want a business unless they have credit and they take credit cards and I pay as I go or pay at the end, okay? And will I ever pay up front? Yes. There are times I pay up front, but it's with very specific protections in place. Either a credit card so I can contest it, or when materials are delivered, as we talked about, or when work begins. I might pay for plans completion. I will never simply put a third down or a half down ever. Now, if custom materials are ordered in my name and I can talk to the place that is making the windows in my name, I might pay them with the understanding they're my windows, not the contractor's windows. That's just the way it is. You got to protect yourself. But there are people I pay money up front to. I've done it in the past. There are. Like, for example, if K&H Home Solutions orders windows for my home, then they've done it. I paid for windows because I trust them. But there are some I would never do that with. It's just really a matter of taking it on a case-by-case basis. I want to talk about some follow-ups coming up. Deputy Dollar has a lot. Plus, take your calls right after this.
So, Tom, real quick question. When you called the complete remodeling solutions or whatever, did you use *67?
No.
No, he wants them to call. He wants them to know the number.
Plus, this is blocked anyway.
But like, you know what I mean? Like, if they see like your number, they're like,
Right.
oh, that's
If I do it on my cell, I do that.
Oh, by the way, so look up Nuclear Power Finland. They are putting in a 4th generation nuclear power plant, and they figured out a way to deal with the radioactive waste.
Really? Yeah, they use salt water, don't they?
No, just look up just Google that. There's a great article on that.
France always recycles their
What?
Yeah, France always recycles. We don't recycle ours. The U.S. does.
We can ship it to Nevada. Throw it in the
Hey,
hole.
so tonight I got some friends as far as going to top call.
Oh, good.
How do is there a reservation number on that, or how do I go?
Just tell them it's under Mark's name.
Okay.
And who's going?
I got some Sunday friends and stuff. I couldn't get anybody.
Yeah, I couldn't. I have to.
You're not going?
These builders, no, these builders are so crazy.
Alone?
No, I got
Shannon
some
wants to
Sunday
talk to you.
friends.
I got it.
People I used to work with.
Get ready to be quiet on one.
Was scrambling.
So we were just talking about K&H Home Solutions. I said I pay them money up front. Yeah, you can trust them. Now listen, K&H Home Solutions used to be K&H Windows. They've been in business 65 years. Obviously, it's a company you can trust. Now, I knew the old owner, the one who started the company. He passed away. I know the guy that bought the company, Ted Rowland. We're friends. I know him. I know the company. You can trust K&H Home Solutions. And they're wonderful for siding and windows and doors and more. K&H has what you're looking for. 303-421-7100. That's khwindows.com to make your own appointment. That's 303-421-7100. When we talk about companies like this that have been around a long time, you have to ask yourself why. There's a reason. It's because they're dependable. But be careful, because just because they're around a long time doesn't mean you can trust them. Some people come in and buy the name of a company, just the name, but that's not here. This company has the same tradition for 65 years of excellence. khwindows.com, 303-421-7100. Now, here's somebody else in town, 40 years. I have all of these wonderful people. My goodness, I have Jay Bretz today from Excel. I just talked about K&H, and now David Ellis Jewelry. 40 years. He's in Cherry Creek at 3rd and Clayton. Now, David Ellis Jewelry, of course, great jewelry store if you want to buy jewelry, but what I want to tell you about now is buying gold and silver. He'll buy all your precious metals, not just gold and silver, but platinum or any other precious metal. If you're not even sure if it has precious metal, take it to him. Your tangled messes of jewelry in a drawer somewhere, or old earrings, mismatched, maybe old watches or coin collections, David Ellis Jewelers will pay top dollar and he'll give you an honest assessment. 303-322-8779. DavidEllisJewelry.com. As I said, 3rd and Clayton, 40 years, a name you can trust. Don't ever go on the internet and send your stuff away for an appraisal. You're crazy if you do. Go to David Ellis, a local name you can trust. 3rd and Clayton, David Ellis Jewelry. Guys, there's a lot of commercials, but that's a good thing, I guess.
Paying the bills.
It's a good thing for Tom.
Yeah.
Paying the bills.
So, Tom, you got any store plans?
What's that?
You got any plans for the summer?
I want to take the kids and go visit some family. I just got to figure out when I want to do that. It's not the best time to go to Florida, but that's where my family is.
Yeah, my daughter's trying to go to Panama.
Right
Oh,
now,
really? Panama?
Panama, yeah.
To do
they're not
anything or just
taking over
sightseeing?
their south.
Sightseeing. He wanted to go to Colombia, but there's so much civil unrest in Colombia right now.
Yeah, they're sure.
I think Panama would be safe.
Oh,
Duke wanted to go to Colombia first. I'm like, no.
Because you heard about the Colombian women?
Did you say that you got a card?
Car?
A card, debit card.
Yes, for both of them.
I did the American Express Bluebird
Yeah.
for my kids. Is that what you're using?
Yeah.
I asked Bonnie
to
to research, and we got the
I
Walk over to
actually really like this one.
we got the Bluebird. And
So, this card right here, this is my favorite one because not only can my dad take and put money on my card
that's
whenever
what I
I
do.
want. But the thing is that it also has a stock account built into it, and so you can invest in
I'm
stock.
bad at trading stocks.
Yeah,
So
Henry's
he
horrible at it.
pays it and invest in portfolio.
Stay away from AMC.
Are you doing your own portfolio?
Yeah.
Have you made any money? Or
No,
you?
I have a
I've
Robinhood
made
account
money.
too.
You what?
A Robinhood account.
Oh.
What's your
Is
favorite?
Robinhood treating kids all right? I mean, or it's your account, right?
Yeah, and he got mad because I wouldn't sign him up for a Robinhood account because I believe I could only sign up for one. And so I signed up for it and I gave it to Henry.
Well, are you doing any of that meme crap?
Oh yeah, dude. Also,
Of course you do. That's why it's so
Okay,
fun.
so you know what the funniest thing is? Henry had about $100, $200 into Dogecoin, and he sold it right before it blew up.
Yeah, I would have made like $450.
You would have made you would have made like $2,000, dude.
You think?
Yeah, that's insane how much.
You know about the kids' digital currency? They love it.
Well, yeah, but it's mostly done for investing and not.
Well, no,
Dogecoin
No, we're stuck in speculation. They want to make a quick buck.
Who will even take Dogecoin if you buy something?
Nobody.
So why would you? I don't know. Very few, even Bitcoin. There's very few people buying stuff.
Yeah.
Now the guy that got his El Salvador has made it their currency.
Yeah.
It's the Colombian.
People do it for ransom.
So do you have a stock account for Bonnie?
Hold on, I can log in my browser.
Is Vonnie trading, Tom?
Huh?
Is Vonnie trading?
I won't let him because he does all that meme shit.
I have some legitimate
Well, you give them a set amount of money, and then if they lose it, they lose it.
Here.
Hi, Tom Martino here.
303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Carol, you have a comment on that scumbag Marty Toma?
Oh, yes, I do. Yes, this is Carol. I hired Complete Remodeling Solution back in January of last year, so of 2020.
So you're
And
another victim? What happened?
Oh, yeah. I paid them this was for complete floors upstairs in my kitchen.
When did you hire him again? When did you hire him?
I hired them. I paid them in January of, no, the money was released February of 2020.
And
Last year,
my
right
goodness,
before COVID.
so this guy's ripping off a lot of people.
Oh yeah, I gave him $2,000 cash, and then we took out a loan that he got the money for. It was $12,000.
What? Wait a minute.
Yeah.
And that loan was in your name?
Yes, and I've been paying it back. It destroyed my credit, everything.
Oh no, this guy's
yeah.
a criminal. I mean, he is a criminal. He needs to go to jail, and we're going to see to it.
Yeah, it was.
This is wrong.
Over $14,000 that he took from me, and then they gave me the runaround. And so COVID happened in March, and then they pushed me off, and I have a documentation of everything and every correspondence all the way down to August, when I finally got a hold of them when they sent me a updated supplier list of ignoring me for months. And then I told them, I said, you know what? You haven't done any work. I haven't seen anybody. I just want to back out of this contract. Just give me my money back.
You're never going to get your money back. This guy's.
I'm talking to their lawyer right now, or their law firm, and she's a joke too.
Wait a minute.
Riley.
Wait a minute. He has Marty has a lawyer?
Oh yeah, they have a law firm.
What?
And I've talked.
Wait, what? Why do they have a lawyer?
I don't know. She started contacting me, and then she won't talk to me. She won't respond to my emails. I haven't.
Wait. Why did the attorney call you? Because you were threatening to sue, or why?
That might have been mentioned. They just knew I was really getting upset. I've always been very professional with them.
No, but so what did they say? Did they say contact our attorney? Did they actually say that?
No, she contacted me in the beginning of the year saying that they would have me paid up completely in March.
What is her name? What is the attorney's
name? Her name is Carrie. That's Keri, Riley.
Is it Reilly? How do you spell Riley?
Okay, it's Riley.
Okay.
And she works for Kuttner and Bernian. That's KUTNER BRINEN.
Kuttner and Brynan?
And Brynan, how do we know them?
Yes.
Jeff Bryan and just Mark and I know him. I mean,
You do?
Yeah.
How do you know him?
Oh yeah.
Well, he was our corporate bankruptcy attorney way back in the day.
Wait, they do bankruptcy?
Yeah, I don't know what else he does, but.
Oh.
So yeah, they've completely ghosted me. I can't get a hold of him.
Wait a minute. They might be doing a bankruptcy. They might be doing a bankruptcy. Now, if they're legitimately going broke, you see, here's the deal. That's what they are. Brennan, they're bankruptcy attorneys. Here's what I think, okay? Now, there's a fine line here. If companies truly do a bankruptcy, truly are like in trouble financially, that's one thing. But if you're in trouble and you still continue to take money, knowing you're not going to be able to complete the work, that's another thing. That's where it gets sticky, you see? And I need to figure out what's going on with these guys. Seriously, it's really sucks. Bankruptcy sucks, but if truly, I'm saying, let's say they didn't mean to cheat anyone, that's different than if they knew they were going bankrupt and kept taking money. Like we had a solar contractor one time that knew he was going broke and kept taking money up front, and he knew he was never going to complete the systems. That's the kind of crap. We have to discern what's going on here. Did Carrie Riley mention they were in bankruptcy or doing a bankruptcy?
No, the only thing she's done for me is propose a payback of $250 a week. And then when I accepted it, she has never responded. So
let's see if we can get a hold of Carrie Riley over at Kootner.
Oh, yeah,
go ahead.
She's a special kind of person. Yeah.
Well, bankruptcy attorneys are special kind of people. I mean, if you think about it, there is a need for them. But I have to tell you, we're going to look into them. Complete Remodeling Solutions. Because without a bankruptcy, they're in total violation of the Contractors Trust Act. And if they were defrauding people, they're going to be in big trouble. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show, including this and more on roofing as well. 303-713-TALK. Plus, Deputy Dollar has some follow-ups. Sorry, Dep. We'll get to you right after the break.
Tom, I'm going to call Carrie Riley. She is an attorney there.
I need to run down to the car
and see if
we have more time.
So right back. I can't.
If she won't talk to me, she can call Tom up.
Ask Tom if you want
to.
Hey, Tom, you want a pizza?
Yeah, baby. She has our standing order. Now, you get whatever you want, but she knows where to go. We go to Anthony's. They come here, and they're good people.
Okay.
And we really appreciate it. If you do that for me, I would love you.
So what men's stock do you trade? What men, I think that's how you say it, like AMC meme?
Oh.
Well, what stock is that?
I don't know. I just did it as a joke for a little bit.
Dogecoin? Well,
yeah.
That's really not a stock.
Yeah. It's cryptocurrency.
But you do...
I
do it through Robinhood?
A little bit in there, yeah.
You do Robinhood takes it?
I have more in like BRP and Polaris and brick and mortar.
So those aren't meme stocks really.
Yeah,
Polaris.
I still have like $100 in like stupid currencies, but it fluctuates a lot.
Oh, that's why you know it's. Even Bitcoin fluctuates a lot.
Yeah, but
that can jump 10% a day, no problem.
I don't know. I thought it was a great idea to put money into that. I've been slowly making money back. My friend though was really good at it. I think he went up to he had a few $100 and he's up at like 2,500 or something.
So he is watching it all the time and buy sell like that.
He doesn't day trade. He just he has been able to calculate when he thinks it will go up.
Ooh, I'd like to see the calculation.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody knows and stuff,
Well, I mean, whatever he's doing seems to be working because he's made his money back.
Yeah, that's like I said. It's when it looks like it's easy.
I know.
It's not.
If you understand.
Guess what I just heard? That Ed has actually parted ways with Marty, the project manager that was handling the deal.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, it seems like Marty is a scam. That's what I'm hearing, because I just went in there.
Yeah, scams aren't good.
try to log into it. I have some other ones. Like I think about like $1,000 into it.
Into just Robinhood
or between a few investing accounts. I have Boeing.
Boeing's good.
Yeah.
Especially when I bought it a year ago.
Yeah, for sure. And it's some like stupid stuff. Like I have some like groweries and stuff because of
Who'd you say?
Groweries.
Oh, really?
If they legalize,
Oh, well, Canada. There's some big ones up in Canada.
Yeah, and then that probably raise everything. So. Yep. Okay. See ya.
Yeah.
Trevor Alt, ABC News. Do you check your Google search results regularly? You should. People won't get their first impression of you or your business online. Negative comments on the internet can impact your life and your livelihood. Take control of your online reputation. Get your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com. It may reveal negative posts from an ex-employee, upset patient or client, news article, legal issue, or even exposed personal information right there in your Google search results. Uncover what's lurking on the internet about you with reputationdefender.com's patented scan and get your free reputation report card. For immediate assistance with your reputation, call the number 466.
Stressful?
No, they're coming up with their pizza order.
Oh.
Are you gonna go play?
Yes.
Did you find someone to play
I
with?
found some old buddies from Schlumberger and stuff.
Perfect. Okay.
So, no. Now, if I would have known Jay was here, I would have asked him if he would have wanted.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, this all okay, happened last minute.
No. Oh, okay. Wow. You must.
But what was I gonna say? Mark was trying to encourage me, just go, he gets practice in. Dan, like, that whole thing with him being gone with Miles and me ending up with his mother-in-law or his mother, and I got no time to myself, so it's just kind of nice having some evenings. And
I can see
I'm
that.
going to go register Addie's car and all this.
Sure.
So I was like, anyway. So you have...
Yeah. Did you get clubs? Or you use Addie's clubs?
Addie got clubs from Prince Charming for her birthday, and I was going to try those, but I've just been using the Top Golf ones.
Oh, okay.
When Mark and I go.
The only thing is that they're just lengthwise, and it's not big. But you could keep hitting right out your property and stuff. And just.
You're right. I didn't think of that. Tiger Woods, watch out.
That's right. You just need like a little AstroTurf thing put down there. And you can just
maybe I can have Mark install just the whole golf course on our
there
property.
There you go. That would be a cool golf course.
He wants me to learn.
You like mowing, Mark?
That's actually not a bad idea to hit some. I bet I could hit him right off of. I don't think I'd have to worry about hitting a house. I can't hit.
No, some trees out there.
That's what I heard. Yeah, just to get the swing down. That's a good idea.
When I was in there.
Because let me tell you, I think.
with Marty.
Yeah.
What happened to the project manager? Did somebody say, "Oh God"?
You guys get sore when you use a missile cell.
Did you hear about the project manager or something? He was
that Ed guy called back, which by the way is blind, so he gets all of his voicemails via text. So he was responding. I put him on it. He was not upset. He's very nice. Tried to say Marty was a great guy. That COVID just got the best of him.
Well, it's possible, by the way.
So, but the lady who called about loaning money or what, she hung up. She hung up as soon as you put her on hold. So I don't know what that was about.
That was the worst one.
Okay, so I'm gonna get a vegetarian thin and a pepperoni. Are you boys?
What?
Are you guys?
My dad likes vegetarian. Can I get some garlic bread?
Sure.
Wait, and the other one's going to be just pepperoni?
What else do you want on it?
I'm just kidding. If that's what they want.
Well,
that's all you want.
they want the vegetarian.
No, I don't. Huh?
They want the vegetarian.
You're vegetarian?
That's what my dad gets.
Is it?
Okay, what do you got? I like a lot of stuff. Do you like? We get like Hawaiian, to be honest.
Yeah, he's
pineapple
does not belong on pizza.
All right, are you going to eat the vegetarian?
Salt.
Yeah, I'll eat it.
So he will eat the vegetarian. What do you want?
Hawaiian. Pineapple and ham. That's my.
I don't mind trying something different for these kids. Whatever they want.
Jalapenos on that?
Nothing.
No. How about you want pepperoni or not? Ham.
It's Hawaiian.
Just do what they want. I mean, the dad's treating.
I think that's the best.
Oh, Jay's treating? Do I need to get a card from him or something?
Yeah, he said he's going to do it.
Oh, okay.
He didn't do it.
Do you, when he comes in, do you want to bring the card in to me? Because we're going to get back on the show.
My wife,
It'd be hard to come in here. Do you mind?
Yeah, don't worry.
All right, thanks.
You met Stephanie, right? Yeah. Okay. Stephanie has a Mercedes, a really nice one, a fastback, but it's that little crossover. What do you call them?
The AMG
Hi, Tom Martino here.
The Troubleshooter.
Hi, Tom Martino. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Here to help you solve problems, answer questions, take complaints, and make your life just a little easier. This hour brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com. If you're looking for help with pain, inflammation, anxiety, RealCBDThatWorks.com. I just bought some for Dan and for Suzanne. Suzanne, you started taking it. Are you noticing anything?
Yeah, I have been.
Have you noticed anything?
Well, yeah, only because I got trial stuff for a couple weeks before what you gave me, so I knew it was starting to work for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so cool. She was using it to get her taste back because of COVID. And Dan, did you like it?
Yeah, I'm hoping it's going to get me back on the sleep. That's what I really would like to.
Oh,
it was helping
me sleep. Great.
Now, Dan, you should have told me that because they have a sleep formula I could have gotten for you.
It's got melatonin. I take melatonin every night anyway.
Okay.
So.
All right, 303-713-TALK. That's RealCBDThatWorks.com. Put Tom in the promo code, and you get 30% off, right? Yes. But you get 40% off the pet products if you use this promo code. Capital P, PET 40, no space. Pet 40 with a capital P. Pet 40, capital P. You get 40% off pet products. That's RealCBDThatWorks.com. Okay, I noticed that Deputy Dollar has some follow-ups, and then Betty, I realize you've been waiting. I'm going to get to you next year. Deputy Dollar, what kind of follow-ups do you have, sir?
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
So, yeah, last week we had a caller. His name is Billy.
Billy. Okay, I'll look it up. And
yeah,
Billy, Chase Bank, they took $6,000 out. And as I remember, he said it was two withdrawals. Yes.
Yep.
What happened?
Yep. So we got on a three-way call with Chase, and it was a good hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. I was trying to get him his credit, expedited back to his account because he had written a check to the IRS that wasn't going to clear because of these withdrawals. But we went as far as we could on the phone. And then yesterday he sent me a text and said that Chase had refunded the $6,000 back to his account. So that's a good thing. He said
that's great.
20 days.
That's great. Yeah. Oh, man, that is so cool. And listen, people, we're adding up money between you and Deputy Doc and Deputy Smarty Pants. We're adding, I think we've gone past $200,000 in the last few weeks on recoveries in cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds, and services. So I am so happy for Billy. That is wonderful. I'm just going to write this down. Got a conference call going, and the money was returned. Okay, what else is going on?
So a couple weeks ago, I had a call from Dexter, and this is the fellow that lived out on East 14th Avenue and got evicted from the apartment.
Now, why was he evicted? Help me out here.
Well, they were saying that homeless people from Colfax would come over and...
wait a minute. This was where he was blamed. He was being blamed for it. Yeah, that didn't sound right to us. What happened? What did that turn out to be? What was his name? I'm looking up his file.
Dexter.
Dexter, that's right. You can't forget that name because that's my favorite serial killer. Okay, I shouldn't joke about that, actually. It's my favorite show. Okay, so Dexter rented that in 2020, September, and he says during the winter, homeless were camping, and then they got rid of them. Why? And when we called, I remember, when we called United Management, the receptionist was very rude and threatened legal action. And I said, wait a minute. Why would you threaten legal action if we're simply trying to get the story? Go ahead.
Well, that's as far as because I really wanted to push that one. I mean, I called her twice and couldn't even get past the receptionist. But then they said, if you call again, we're going to threaten legal action. And you may have had scan or dot call or something.
Here's the deal.
But
I just wanted to get
property management.
I just wanted to get above her head and try to find someone who could just address the problem, but they won't talk to us.
Nope.
We'll figure something out. And I want to make sure that number that she said not to call back, was that 303-779-9930?
Yes, that's the number.
That's the number she said not to call back, 303-779-9930, because she was being B.I.Titchy and said not to call back. Okay, got it.
Exactly.
303-779-99. I'm just making a note of it so I don't call it. 303-779-9930. I'll make sure not to call that number. 303-779-9930. Okay, good. I wrote it down. What's going on? What's the other follow-up? Anything else going on, sir?
No, I've got a couple other things in the works. Hopefully we can get those resolved quickly here. And
okay. I appreciate all your time, sir. And believe me, we have some experts that could, if they weren't doing this, actually make a living. They are really good people. But they have chosen to come out of retirement and to help us. Now, Betty, I know you've been there for a long time, so let's talk. What's going on, Betty?
Hi, Tom. How are you?
Good. What's going on with you, Betty?
Okay. Back in October 17th, we ordered a storm door, an entry door, and patio doors with screens from Pella Windows and Doors of Colorado Springs.
That's a reputable company.
That's what I thought, too. Reading the reviews now, I find that it is not.
What?
After it's too late.
Wait a minute.
Anyway.
Wait a minute. And Pella is a reputable company. Seriously, they are. I don't endorse them personally, meaning that I have other people that I endorse. But I'm going to be fair here. I don't think they're ripoffs. Now, there might be someone selling those products that are ripoffs. Tell me what's going on.
Exactly. I believe that Pella is a reputable company. I believe that Pella Windows and Doors of Colorado Springs is not a reputable representative.
Why?
Of
Tell me
Pella.
what they did.
Okay, we purchased, as I said, storm door, entry door, and patio doors with screens on October 17th, 2020.
Yes.
Our original date was December 23rd and 24th. They didn't show. They didn't call. I kept calling them, telling them that I wanted weekly updates. Finally, in February, on 9th and 10th, they came out to install. The entry door that they installed, when they put it in, they hadn't put the trim around yet. It was bowed. It bowed in. And I told the installer, I said, that door looks like it's bowing, it's warped. And he said, well, you won't even see it with the trim. I said, I don't care if I don't see it. I know that it's there.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Door.
It was defective. It was bowed. The frame was bowed.
The actual door was bowed.
Well,
the door curved in.
Wow. And he said you won't see it? Now, hold on. So what happened? By the way, here's what I want to ask you, and then we'll go backwards. Did you eventually get everything installed? I'm not asking if you like it. I'm asking if it was installed.
No, we have not. We have not gotten a storm door.
Hold on.
They said
what did you buy from them in total? What did you buy from them?
A storm door for the entry, an entry door, a double-hung patio door with screens.
Okay, so you ordered 2 doors, basically.
We ordered 3 with the storm door.
Got it. So 3 with the storm door. Is the storm door one of them?
Yes.
Okay, so you ordered 2 doors, as I said, with a storm door.
Yes.
So a total of 3. Got it. So you ordered 2 doors. And did they install both of the main doors?
Yes.
But you don't like it?
Well, it isn't that I don't like it. They actually came out and did a string test on the entry door, and they said that it was warped, and that because it was under warranty, they would be getting a new one in. So we are still sitting here with the warped door and no new entry door.
So right now, what I need to know is, what are we helping you with? Just one door or all of them, or what? What do you want right now? One main door, right?
Let me tell you what happened on the 9th and 10th when they came out. They installed the warp door. They had no storm door. They said that they had ordered the wrong one, that it was hinged the wrong way. When they hung the patio doors, they hung them uneven. And the screens that they hung them upside down.
Gosh.
They said, well, we have screen doors.
Are you telling me the whole job has to be redone?
The whole job has to be redone. When
Okay.
they were installing the door, the installer broke all of the drywall, all the way around the opening, even cracked the drywall above the door. He says, oh, don't worry, that'll be covered by the trim. It is not. It is not. So we have made subsequent arrangements for them to come out and fix their job. Okay, so the first install was supposed to be December 23rd, 24th. We didn't hear from them. No show, no call. The second install was on February 9th and 10th, 2021. They came and they...
Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm very confused. You said you ordered them in October of 2020.
Yes.
Then you said the first install was supposed to be when?
December 23rd, 2020.
Okay, and then they didn't do it. Okay, all I care about now is this. Because really this journey down misery lane doesn't help. We're basically want to get the whole job redone. And they promise they'll fix it, but they haven't done it. Is that the bottom line?
They promised they will fix it. They set up dates to come. And then they don't show and they don't.
I get it. Everyone's having this problem. I am not making excuses for these people. Everyone is having labor problems because people are being paid not to work, okay? And that's going to continue, by the way, until we eat our zoo animals. But forget it. That's a reference to Venezuela. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to call these clowns and see what the Pella name means in Colorado Springs, and if Pella Windows and Doors of Colorado Springs cares about their name, and if they're going to come and fix your job. So hold on. So we're deputy. We'll light a fire, we call it. Suze, where's Deputy Doc? Is he next making calls?
He must be.
We need to give this to somebody. Okay, Deputy Doc, I don't know if you have a follow, but we need you on this one. Betty, Colorado Springs. It's Pella Windows and Doors of Colorado Springs. Bottom line, they just botched the whole job, okay? She's been waiting. She bought them in October, and she's been waiting to get the job fixed. They did a botched job on the installation, okay? She's on line 1. Suzanne will give you that information. We got another follow-up coming right up. I got to take this quick break.
About complete flip. You got to call you back.
Well, I didn't do a whole deal just easy does. What about it? I use that on my shoulder and all my joints. Did it work? Yeah. What do you use? Which one? I don't know. It's stuff I get from Safeway. Oh, really?
Panacea is the company that
it's good stuff though. I use Panacea then. Free legal advice when you need it the most. If you're in an accident with injuries and you need help, you can call my friend John Fuller, Fuller Law. You can look for John at referralist.com. Here's what John does. John will evaluate your accident. No obligation to hire him. No money out of pocket ever, even if you do hire him. He works on contingency. But you get immediate, accurate information. Instead of thinking you have rights you don't, or expiring the rights you do have. Call John Fuller, Fuller Law, 303-597-4500. You want floors? You can get floor coverings anywhere. Yeah, you can. Even the hardware stores now, like the Home Depots and all those. Now, I'm not throwing stones at those places, but what I'm saying is this. If you want a relationship along with the floor, someone you know will provide the best installation and stand behind it, and you will have a great experience in your home and better prices than even the big boxes, then you want Simply Floors Inc. That's INC. SimplyFloorsInc.com. Okay, when you're looking for countertops, you are looking for either granite or marble or quartzite or maybe some other solid surface. Good news, the Art of Granite does them all. And they'll sell you all the material wholesale, or you can buy it anywhere else wholesale. They will give you prices on the phone for the fabrication and installation, and they do the bathroom free when you do the kitchen, and they tear out and haul away free, so get your price. 303-386-5919.
So you're having people come and interview and then don't show up, or
When you look to try to get people, that was always the story years ago. Now you can't even get people to show up.
really?
For what?
No. We're looking for an insurance outreach specialist, a girl that would go around and talk to insurance agents. And we
For what?
to refer you guys. Just an outreach. We actually do insurance classes for insurance agents also. We're certified by DORA to conduct classes, like real estate agents and hairdressers have to have continuing education.
Right.
We're certified to do that for roofing for insurance agents. And so I have these ladies that take care of that also, but we can't even find anybody right now to do it. We used to, when we would advertise, we'd get 20 or 30 resumes and we'd go through and the regular thing. Now we get maybe 3 or 4 people responding, and you can tell they're not even qualified at all. Finding people is extremely difficult.
I think it's embarrassing.
Because they're paying them just to stay home and go on YouTube all
Do
day.
you remember during the Obama era, they extended unemployment for 3 years there, but the economy wasn't as good. Now here, there's 3.5 million on unemployment, and 9 million jobs out there.
Yeah, I mean, where did everybody go? The pre-COVID workers? Did they just?
I think it's hard for someone who's been unemployed for a year to get the mindset to go back to work.
For sure, especially if you're getting, just enough money to survive.
And that's all they care about. They don't look at the next week. And not only that, they got this extra unemployment. On their taxes, they gave them a $10,000 break. Mm-hmm. But they didn't give everybody who worked a $10,000 break. That's what I tell you. I just cringe.
Yeah. And you hear the media talk about it, and the media will say, well, there's no hard evidence that the unemployment benefits are keeping people out of the job market. Bull crap.
And that's why people don't believe in media. I mean, really. Yeah. I mean, they're vote buyers as far as Democrats.
That's exactly what they're doing. They're buying votes.
But it's not good for people. It's their mental health. Like that girl with diabetic. I'll bet you she was working. And she'd be better. It wouldn't be her. People not working is not good.
Yeah,
you just sit around at home and
you gotta feel productive.
And you conjure up problems.
Yeah, you don't think about it, but a schedule is one of the best things.
Yeah, you talk to anybody who's recently retired, and the worst thing that they do, they feel a loss of productivity, self-worth.
They just feel like they're not doing anything with their lives.
Yeah.
So Okinawa has some of the longest living people on Earth. Did you know that?
I saw it. I think I've heard.
They do. And so Okinawa is a Japanese island. But so not only do they have a good diet, but also they don't believe in retirement.
Oh, they don't really?
No, because they feel like they lose their purpose.
It's true. My dad, when he retired, that's what he did. He'd fall asleep in front of the TV. Then he started working, doing some construction work, going and picked up. It's a huge. It's your psyche is. You got to feel like you've got a purpose.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. One Clear Trust Garage Doors. I can't think of a better company to call 24/7 if you have an emergency. Plus, if you go to their website, all of their prices are on there for whether you want the $80 inspection, which goes through the entire door and opener. And by the way, that's with hinge bolt tightening, cable tightening, cable adjustments, friction adjustments, safety adjustments. And so if you're moving, you should really get this done if you're moving into a home. Plus, they do all repairs, all openers, all doors, oneclearchoicedoors.com. All of the prices on there. Now, Eric, what is your follow-up on the hot tub here? Let's talk. What's going on? Go ahead, Eric.
Doc Marty, he got on the phone because I was up around 60 attempts trying to get this addressed. And I talked to the owner, and I think the owner put it back on.
Tell me what. We're talking. This is the one where you bought a hot tub in August, right? And then there was one zone, Clearwater Spas, and one zone was not working, and they still haven't repaired it. So what's going on now? Go ahead.
Yeah, so it just went through a lot of people, turnover. I know they got a lot of COVID problems and stuff. So the owner did get on the phone with me. They're coming out Tuesday. It should be addressed and fixed. It should be a really easy fix. It just was getting to the right person. I did talk to the owner before. He was always good, and the employees were super nice. It just wasn't getting fixed.
Do they promise they're going to get to you now, though?
Yeah. They always promised it. They never denied it. They never said it wouldn't get done. It just wasn't getting done. So you guys stepped up, and I didn't know where else to go. I own multiple businesses. They're all 5-star rated. I know customer service, and I'm good at getting this stuff done. And I just couldn't get anywhere until you guys got on the phone.
Well, Eric, who helped you from our organization? Was it Deputy Doc or Deputy?
It was Marty.
Oh, Deputy Smarty Pants. Okay,
it was Marty.
Yeah, we call him Smarty Pants. Hey, Eric, what kind of business are you in?
I own A1 Concrete Leveling. I've been on your show. Helped you guys with stuff and all that before.
Yeah, you absolutely have. And thank you for everything. And I'm hoping that they do come out and take care of it. So, Deputy Smarty Pants, we chalk one up. Again, we're helping people left and right and left. We have Jay Bretz with us from Excel Roofing as well. We had a few questions up front. And what I want to say, Jay, is right now, what are the most popular roofs? Basically wood roofs are gone, right? I mean, do you have anyone that ever wants a shake?
Very, very rarely. They're just like bell-bottom pants. You see them very, very rarely, and when you see one, you think, wow, haven't seen one of those for a while. But asphalt roofs are the primary roof that we install these days, and they have some very good ones. They have hail-resistant ones. They have cost-effective ones. So there's really a wide range. But the problem right now is just availability and also the cost of the shingles. We have seen 3 cost increases so far this year. They've got the supply chain problems, and so some of the colors are difficult to get, and then the costs just can continue to go up and up. And then sometimes when we take a roof off of somebody's that has an older home and they need new decking, which is the plywood.
Is that a shortage?
A sheet of OSB, the plywood right now is $70.
What? One sheet of plywood?
It's not even real plywood, Tom. It's the OSB, which is the lesser grade.
What did that used to cost?
$12.
Oh no! Come on! It can't be that much.
It is $70.
How can it be that much?
You know what it is? It's what's causing the supply chain shortage of so many things. It's the resin. They use a lot of glue to glue that wood together.
And what happened to the resin?
There's some kind of shortage in the supply chain. They can't get it. A sheet of OSB is now $70. It's just crazy.
What's a regular sheet of plywood?
I don't even know what a real sheet of plywood is right at this moment. It's more than OSB.
So if you were building a house, your building costs would go up 50% easily.
For sure. For the cost of wood, and that's
easily maybe double.
Well, that's just one example with the OSB, and that's it's a little bit more expensive because of all the glue that's required to make that. But lumber in general. But I've also heard the same thing about electrical work, the copper for the wire.
See, we're gonna have a problem. We're gonna have a big problem. Okay, Jack, what's going on with you, Jack?
Yeah, hi. Doc helped me with Elevate Medical.
Oh, yes, he did.
Refund and everything. They offered me this little refund and said they had a caveat in their paperwork.
That's right.
Pay me the rest.
I remember.
I'm trying to figure out how I go through small claims court. I've figured out an angle that I think will work.
Well, okay. Now, you signed a contract that said they get to keep a certain percentage, and if you quit, they take away their discount. And then you got a smaller refund than you thought. So what would you sue about if you signed that?
Well, the fact is that they're saying that none of the items that they were going to refund are available for refund. They didn't acknowledge any of them that would not be refundable and everything else. And having been to court many times over construction disputes, I'm going to use an angle that I used in one of my.
Tell me what the angle is. I'll give you an opinion, not a legal opinion. I'll give you a practical opinion. What angle?
They don't have the wording to deny these items that they were going to refund me money on.
Well,
in their contract, they say that they'll give me a refund for items not used in their list of items that they had, or items that weren't, treatments that weren't used and everything else. And now they're saying that, well, every item in their treatment list is doesn't apply to that refund.
Anyway,
And,
what is your question about small claims?
I'm just wondering, they're in Littleton, I'm in Longmont. I'm just wondering if
you go where they are.
Where they are.
Yeah.
Okay, and is that through what, county clerk and recorders, or how you do that?
Yeah, you go to the county clerk, not the city.
Okay.
So go to the county, you get a small, go to the clerk of the courts, they're usually online. You can fill it out now, and then have them served. You cannot serve them.
Okay, and do you have servers on your referral list?
I don't know if we do, actually. I don't think we do.
Okay.
But listen, service is tricky because you can't do it. But some municipalities allow first-class mail. But then all they have to say, but what if they say they didn't get it? If I were you, I'd have it served. It's going to be an additional maybe $35 unless that.
I'm willing to go that route. I'm just going to take them to the hilt and make sure I don't get whatever, but go from there on it then. So, okay, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it. He thinks he has an angle. We'll come back with more.
This is Denver's Talk Station with John Martino. Now, Dan Kaplan taking it for 630 KHOW.
Lumber should be coming down, but it's...
Well, I left a message with the VP of sales at that Pella Window place.
From the Bedford Sports Traffic Center, there's a 5-car accident on southbound Parker Road at Lehigh.
You're very well spoken, Tom.
There, so it's affecting the drive coming off of I-225, a major backup with that situation. 3 lanes blocked with that 5-car accident. I-225 itself is up to full speed. You have some slow traffic on I-25 either direction between 6th Avenue and Spear. Denver weather, a high temperature of 100 today. An overnight low.
Sheet of plywood. If you want to sand it both sides, sheet of plywood out of Home Depot, $108.
It is so expensive.
Wow, $180.
That's insane.
That's the crazy.
You guys didn't hear about that?
Oh yeah, no, I didn't realize it was $100.
Yeah, no,
now that's a standard on both sides, so that's very top quality.
With high demand in construction, driving, logistics, and administrative jobs. Find a location near you at expresspros.com or on the Express Jobs app.
BlakeHarrisLaw.com is where I recommend you go for all of your estate planning needs. Blake Harris was MileHighEstatePlanning.com. All that's changed is the name. Everything else is the same. He will help you avoid probate if you want to. He can keep you out of probate completely. Or if you're facing probate and you have a problem right now, he can help you immediately. 833-ASK-BLAKE. Here's something I want to say that's very, very important. Long-term care often bankrupts entire estates. In some cases, you can insulate yourself from that by having a special trust. So if you need long-term care, it doesn't bankrupt your estate. You can ask him about that. Or if you're just starting out, ask about a simple way to do a plan with a will, maybe payable on death certificates for bank accounts or beneficiary deeds. Whatever it is, 833-ASK-BLAKE. You can find Blake even on TikTok where he has that handle, Ask Blake. He's helping a lot of people. He's also in our consumer magazine, 303consumer.com. You can download a digital copy. He has a center photo article on the 10 biggest mistakes in estate planning. It would behoove you to read that, 303consumer.com. So, Mile High Estate Planning, now BlakeHarrisLaw.com.
I'm going to tell you about an unbelievable deal going on right now. In fact, you're going to think it's...
Have you noticed how quiet it is in that mark here?
More quiet.
Have you noticed that, Tom?
He's got that loud voice. The louder you are, the more correct you are.
Absolutely. I think Tom and Mark both agree on that.
So lumber should be coming down. It went, it was a high as like $14.50 for 1,000 board feet. Now it just went below 1,000. So it's come down a third.
It's come down a third?
Yeah.
In what time period?
What
are you talking about?
May till
Lumber.
June.
Price of lumber.
It peaked in May. So I just looked up at Home Depot. So regular plywood, sanded both sides.
Yep.
$108.
$108
for 4x8.
And that's probably a half-inch sheet. 7/16.
Oh no, I think that was the good stuff. I think that
was like the cabinet grade.
Yeah.
That's still insane. I mean, imagine trying to build a house with that.
Just doing the exterior CDX. Exterior CDX 7/16.
K&H has what you're looking for, as it has for 65 years. Yes, K&H has withstood the test of time. They did work on my first Colorado home 40 years ago.
7/16, 48 by 8
And I
Orient.
know the great value.
Oh, Orient is good board.
So that's OSB stuff I was talking about. $68. So $70 a sheet.
With warranties you can trust. K&H
It used to be $12.
Was it really?
Yeah, pre-COVID. I mean,
$12?
Yeah. And before that, I mean, like 10 years ago, like $6 a sheet.
Is that what you use for decking?
Yes.
Okay.
So when we tear off the roof on an old home and the plywood needs to be redone, that's what we use.
Now, will regular plywood be better, last longer than this OSB? I'm sure it would. Right? Or don't you even need it?
They're the same.
Daniel, for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because guests need to be let in, they can't even get in the building, I think I'll just tell them to call your cell phone.
Okay.
Because I don't think...
You have guests all 3 days?
I think so. I think so.
Hey, what's happening with my car? Still no
He
go?
said he was getting it to me, what is today, Wednesday?
Yeah.
Said he was getting it to me yesterday and I didn't see him, so Ken, I'm just trying not to be a test.
Okay, I understand.
I don't want to pester the guy, but yeah, that'll be helpful for you to have that. Then you can update and get guests
Right.
when you're here next week.
Except Tuesday.
Oh, Tuesday, Deputy Scott should.
Did you ask him what the emergency?
And we have a new deputy, Joe.
Oh, didn't hear that.
He called last week wanting to be a deputy. I spoke to him last night about starting to take cases.
What's his area of expertise?
Arbitration, securities, financial, like arbitration, HOA he's big into. I think I'll start throwing HOA stuff at him.
That's great.
Yeah, because they're always a nightmare, right?
He'll treat you like a niece or a nephew. At 303-450.
Oh, let me get up.
Best interest and has the knowledge.
I guess there were a lot of order people that wanted to make money, so they were buying up a bunch of them. They might get stuck in a bunch of them.
Maybe, yeah. It's always a problem when you do something like that.
It's just like toilet paper, huh?
Right, you gotta sell it.
Exactly.
And hand sanitizer and all that stuff.
People think they're going to be short, or they think they can make money on it.
And you know what's interesting about hand sanitizers? Everybody would go buy hand sanitizer, but they wouldn't buy like isopropyl alcohol, which is the main ingredient.
That's what I
That's
did.
what Tom did.
That's what I did. I found electronics cleaner and bought a case, and I was handing it out because people were so freaked out. I had electronics cleaner for me and my kids, cleaned everything. Better, because it was 99.9% isopropyl. Nothing else in it.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So, let's talk. What is on your mind? George, what's happening with you, sir? What's going on, George?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. What's happening, man?
Hey, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. And did you, what kind of business are you in?
I'm in the repair, refrigeration, commercial refrigeration repair.
And somebody bounced a check?
Yeah, so I sold them a couple of pieces of equipment back on the 29th of October, and the check bounced, and I haven't been able to get my money till right now.
How much is it, the check?
It's $3,000.
Okay. Now, if we call this guy, would he, or if you took him to small claims court, would he come up with an excuse or a justification?
You know what? He called. We talked probably like 3 months ago. He said that he hasn't. There's something wrong with his building, that he hasn't been able to open up his restaurant, and a lot of stuff like that. And
no, so listen, he's not going to say the equipment was defective or you never delivered. He's going to say he fell on hard times. Is that it?
Probably, but he should at least contact me and pay me $100 a month. I don't know. I just don't see good faith.
George,
when we come. Yeah.
I agree with you. Listen, a lot of people have fallen on hard times. So here's the deal. Some people are taking advantage of the pandemic as an excuse. Other people truly have fallen on hard times. But no matter what, there is nothing wrong with you protecting yourself. And here's a way to do it. If you can get that into a judgment, here's what you tell him. Say, look, man, if you can't pay me, I at least need to get something, a judgment. I need to get a judgment, so if ever you win the lottery, I get paid. Now, obviously, the reason you're telling him that is you can tell him that you're going to take him to small claims court, and he doesn't even have to show up because he's going to lose anyway. If he wants to sit home, that's fine, but you're going to get a judgment. Once you get a judgment, then you have 6 years to worry about it, because this judgment will be good for 6 years. And what you need to, and then you can renew it. But what you do with that judgment in a number of ways. You can garnish accounts receivable, or you can go after his bank accounts. You can do whatever. If he has no money, it won't do you any good now, but it will be a tool you can use for the next 6 years and beyond. So that's the first thing you have to do. And if you want to set up a payment plan, you set up a payment plan, but you need a judgment to do it.
Can he take back his equipment?
Okay, you can't steal it. If he wants to give it back as a settlement, you can negotiate some settlement. But if you had what was called a promissory note with a security agreement, then you could take back the stuff. Most people don't go through the trouble of doing the security agreement. Your check was a promissory note, but you don't have a security agreement. Now, you could put a lien on the property where what kind of equipment are we talking about?
It's a commercial freezer and a commercial refrigerator.
You know, is it in a building that he owns?
No, I think he's leasing it out.
That's even better. You can put a lien on that property, and that landlord's going to get really pissed.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea, Tom, if he puts the lien on it, because that costs him almost no money at all to put that lien on there.
And he doesn't need a judgment to put the lien.
Doesn't need a judgment. He doesn't have to try to collect it, anything like that. And that whoever is renting that place from the landlord, they're going to give him a lot of heat.
That's right.
They're going to be mad.
George, that might be the first thing I would do, is put a lien on that building. Now, the building owner will say, wait a minute, that's not mine. You'll say, well, it was installed in your building. And then the restaurant owner is going to say, he has nothing to do with it. And you're going to say, you all have something to do with it. And you're going to get paid. That's one quick way. Do you know how to do a lien?
No.
It's easy. But we can get you in touch with an attorney that won't charge that much. Seriously, you need to do it. Do not screw around with this.
I got a quick question. You think you might just be able to make a quick phone call?
Yes.
I think he might be able to pay if you just
we'll do that.
If you just get involved.
We'll do that for you. Deputy Doc, you want to make a quick phone call for this guy? George, hang on. What's the name of the restaurant?
I don't really want to burn the restaurant.
Okay, hold on then. Hold on. We'll make a call for you. 303-713-8255. We have plenty of time for calls. 303-713-TALK.
provided you?
Hold on. October. Yeah.
October.
Hold on. You're right. He doesn't. He did not. He did not have time.
I was trying to interject that for you.
Shit, you're right.
I think liens, man, those are the...
You have 4 months. Wait, 4 months.
120 days, but you have to give him the 10-day
I know,
notice thing and all
but
that.
he's way outside of that. It's when work ended.
You know, if he could get in there and just like do a little work on the equipment, it restarts the clock.
Okay. Keep him on, will you? Keep him on, Doc. I need to talk to him. Shannon, if you can tell him if he didn't hear, thanks.
Have you ever heard of that technique? To go back and do a little more work? And
revive them.
Yep. If you're going to put a lien on a place, you have to do it within 4 months.
Of when work stopped.
And so, if you get outside of your lien rights, if you go back and do a little bit of work, you can restart the clock.
You can get a bacon double stack or keep crispy or spicy nuggets.
Why do you want to keep your joint?
I gotta talk to him.
Okay.
With smoked bacon and juicy chicken, all for just $5. Secure the bag with the most value. Get the baby bag. Price and participation may vary.
So let's talk about floor coverings. I've said this before. You know, you can really buy floor coverings anywhere. All the major floor coverings are in all the major stores. Anything less than that is disingenuous. So why would you go to simplyfloorsinc.com, 52nd and Ward, the southwest corner? By the way, you don't have to go there. They'll come to your home with all the samples. Or you can call for an appointment. Here's the deal. Simply Floors Inc. Why do you do business with them? They can beat the prices of most everyone by 20, 30, 40. It depends on the percentage, but they can beat the prices. And they have better installers, better warranties, better people, better experience. Simplyfloorsinc.com. Okay, so I just want to talk to him.
Okay, that's fine. I just got his number. I'll call him when I'll listen in and call him when we're done.
2.25 rate in APR with no closing costs on a 15-year fixed loan. That's right. No points, no fees.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of people stuck with a lot of hand sanitizer that they'll never use.
Well, you know what was weird, Jay? People were buying toilet paper like crazy. There was no report of diarrhea being a symptom of COVID. There were no...
What was the thing about toilet paper?
I have no idea.
He thought I was going to run out because
they're at home, right? And they couldn't think of anything worse than taking a crap without being able to wipe.
But like I said, there was never a report of bowel dysfunction being a problem with COVID.
I think that's the first thing people see.
I'll say it again. If you want accidents in roofing, Excel Roofing.
Like Costco wasn't taking it back. You know, people were going in there taking it away, and
they want you to know exactly
I don't think they should.
No, they shouldn't.
So
right now, I have so many. Oh my God! I have wipes. I have sanitizer. I have toilet paper. And the reason I got crazy is because it was self-defense. I mean, I didn't want to. I swear to God, I didn't want to, but I figured if I didn't, I'm not going to have it. Then I put in a water filter. You know, I put in a water filter so I didn't have to worry about bottled water. A really good water filter.
What they do is
often you change the filters
the damage on your roof free of charge.
I don't, but I think I got to ask him. I don't know how often I have to. I just got it done during COVID. You know, it's the most delicious water. Oh my God! I don't know how long. I got 3 filters.
Are you supposed to do like every 3 months?
I don't know. I don't think 6. I got 3 filters. I got a great system, and it's no power, no electricity. It's all powered by the water. So it's got a pre-filter, and it's got some other filter, and then it's got reverse osmosis, a membrane. So I'll have to ask him. I never asked him. And I'm going to have him service, and I'm not going to do it. But I don't think, I know it's not true.
Reverse osmosis doesn't need anything more than water pressure. It's usually that takes a lot of electricity to do reverse osmosis.
Wow. Man, I have never found a better person for water. This guy is so good.
With Ideal Home Loan,
and he's so cheap. No, a whole house condition is under $2,000. Now we're talking about the best. You know, like computerized solid state. Do you know that these other ripoffs, these, you know, Hey Culligan and all these, I don't mean to single them out. They're probably among the better of the ripoffs. But they start at about $6 and $7 grand.
$6 or $7 grand? $100 for a water softening system?
Now, maybe now they've had to come down. Who knows? Paul's doing it for $100,000. And you'll be sold if you do this. You'll be sold. You may not want it for drinking water, although it won't hurt you. But you simply just get your faucet for drinking water. But the softening, you can take any laundry you have in your house and take his soft water and just whatever's clean, brand new out of the closet, put it in that and bring it out, and it will be sudsy. It will blow your mind how much is retained by you. And all the crap.
So that's just the difference between hard water and soft water. Why would soft water release so much of the detergent?
Because soft water is the best cleaning agent. Do you know that soft water, I've tried it, will clean your laundry without detergent? You don't need. You remember when they used to sell this laundry ball that they said you don't have to have detergent?
Yeah. I remember that.
It had something on. It had something that softened the water.
This helps to manage diabetes and pre-diabetes.
I'll bet you that with soft water, you do not have to use detergent.
Cinnamon frosted shredded wheat.
I would love to see you do a controlled study on that.
Now, I'm not telling you detergent won't do better.
Yeah.
Detergent will do better.
But
I think why they say
it will
that
clean on its own.
is with hard water, you have detergent that stays in your
That's all
laundry.
detergent
But
does
soft
anyway.
water just usually takes more of the detergent out of it.
That's true. I don't know why, but man, it is. We ought to ask Paul.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. By the way, I just got to say, we were talking about soft water and why it works, and I talked about Paul the Waterman. I want to remind you, you will never get better systems for cheaper prices ever than waterpros.net, Paul the Waterman. But, Suze, we're dying of curiosity if we can get Paul on just for a couple minutes sometime during the show, because Jay and I were talking about soft water, and I was telling him how it cleans without detergent. And, of course, detergent does better, but we have to ask him why. George, it's your turn, and we got to talk about the bounce check. The thing we talked about, Deputy Doc is going to call for you. And you don't want to, and you're very nice, you don't want to burn the guy's restaurant or anything. Is the restaurant open right now, though?
I haven't checked. It might be opening here soon, or it might be open already.
Okay.
But I haven't.
We mentioned a lien. We mentioned a lien. Now, to put a lien on a property that you've done work for or serviced in some way, like you put the refrigerator there, that you have only, I believe, 4 months. Is that right? 120 days. That's 4 months.
Yeah, you have 120 days. You have to give them 10 days advance notice on the deal. So I like to call it 100 days because that way if you've got a weekend or something in there, they can't technically say that you didn't get it to them in time.
But hold on now. So you have 120 days, but you delivered it in October, at the end of October. So November, December, January, February. At the end of February, your time ran out. However, the way the statute reads is something like, now I'm not giving you legal advice. I want to make this clear. I'm giving you what I call sneaky advice. What happens is a lot of times these guys, if they don't do the lien within 4 months, they lose their rights. But the law kind of reads, and I'm not reading it verbatim, but it says something like you have 120 days from the time work stopped, something like that, or the job was completed, either one.
Since the last time that any significant work was completed.
Okay, and Jay would know this because there's two things you know in roofing: how to do a lien and how to speak Spanish. And so those are the two things you know when you're to be a successful roofer. Now, here's the thing, George. What you could do is a sneaky thing, and that is go there. Do you service this equipment or just sell it?
I service, and I sell some used equipment.
Okay. You may want to, if you could somehow, and man, this is sneaky, but it'll get you paid. You tell them you got to service it or just show up, go in there and do some checks on the equipment, some pressure, whatever you do, and then just say, this is a free service because you bought it. You know, don't even talk about the money he owes. You have now resurrected your work finished.
You know what he could do, Tom? He could just say, I'm here to do our regular warranty servicing and act like he didn't know that he hadn't been paid.
Well, I don't know. George, does he know you're kind of pissed?
Yeah, he does. I've been trying to get a hold of him. He's been giving me the runaround.
If you showed up at the restaurant, or if you sent someone from your company, or you went there and showed up for just a warranty check and service, would he let you in?
He hasn't. Every time I go out there, we're supposed to meet so he can pay me. He never shows up. I've been out there like 4 times.
You ought to go out there. You ought to at random go out there and try to get there maybe when his employees are there or someone's there. But that's the only thing I'm saying to you. If you want to keep that 4-month window alive, you got to resurrect it. That's what I'm telling you. Now, having said that, we're also going to call for you, okay? So hang on. 303-713-TALK. I don't owe you anything, right? Am I cool right now? All right, good. Roxy, what's going on, Roxy?
Well, I was just calling. I called your show. I don't think you were there that day. We had a problem that we had a cut sprinkler system or sprinkler line when we had some concrete put in by Sam the Concrete Man.
Okay, now did Sam the Concrete Man, did that company cut the line? Are they the ones that cut the sprinkler line?
That's up for debate, but I want to tell you that Sam the Concrete Man worked with us, and they paid for the repair in full. Their contract does say we are not responsible for cut lines, but they came through, they did it, and we got the check today, and Mr. Green Jeans, who's also on your referral list, did the work, came out, did the work, and they were fantastic.
You know what? That makes my heart glad, really does, and I thank you so much for letting us know. Here's why. First, Sam the Concrete Man is on our referral list at referrallist.com. We take it seriously. Second, we have another person you called, Mr. Green Jeans, we love, and he came out and fixed your sprinkler, and I want to thank you for trusting me. Seriously, I want to thank you for that because we truly believe in the referral list. Thank you, Roxy. I thank you. And then all you people, I read every day on Nextdoor. I swear to God. Where can I find this? Where can I find that? I also read on Nextdoor all the problems people are having. Hey, there's a scam doing this, scam doing that. I'm thinking to myself, all these people have to do is listen to the Martino Show. So all you creatures out there, if you're on Nextdoor, drop a dime for me, drop my name, say, hey, Tom is available, and then put down the number, 303 Martino, and we'll help you all. Did you want to say something? You were perched. I don't know.
I had an experience with the new driveway. Let's talk about it after the break.
Okay, we got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. I'm Tom Martino.
Can you believe how low rates are?
Did they fire sprinklers for you guys?
In the 40s and 50s.
Places.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't even have
How much
a
you
contract.
We got a new driveway, and they cut the sprinklers.
That real sweet one. Did you have that redone? Yes, and it's crumbling now.
To get that.
Wait a minute. Do you have heat in that driveway?
Yeah. We put some electric cable in.
Just recently.
Call 720-895-0500
Couple years ago.
now.
Your driveway. I couldn't believe it.
Locally owned, family operated since 2001.
Maneuver this thing. It's scary in the summer. I think they did it just for the runway.
Without raising their payments now.
Let me tell you.
Wait, is that the no, that's not.
Never ever put that. You know the ice goes for it.
Will that really screw it up?
Oh, absolutely. Our driveway's ruined. Brand new, like.
By the way, you should see my hangar. They did the whole ramp.
So you can focus on what support.
We have all new tar, asphalt, but we have curbs. And we have a swale, whatever this thing is called in the center. Oh, it's such a beautiful job. And my hanger, I had a problem. You saw my hanger when it was all fixed up, right? I haven't been flying because it's been so hot. Now, I never not fly because it's cold. But there are times, isn't that weird? There are more days in the summer that I can't fly.
President Joe Biden and the Russian leader Vladimir.
Although, winter, you have a shorter window. Like, I get off the air sometimes, I gotta run if I want to catch daylight. Not that it matters, so you can fly at night, but I like daytime. So I haven't flown
He says
I'll
both
bet
sides
you I have
agreed
a
to
phone.
extend the strategic
Oh, I know what it
arms
was. You're
reduction
copying it.
treaty.
April, May, right before Memorial Day.
If you go out
So
there,
that wasn't that long
if
ago.
you go out there before dawn, then the air would be nice and stable.
Oh yeah, if I can get my ass up.
Yeah, you gotta get your ass
President
Let me tell you
Biden
something.
followed in his
My
own press
little-
conference defending
My little air coupe is such, God almighty, is that such a good engine.
Going after.
Huh? No, my Rotax is in the
United States of
the
America.
little trainer I have, the little CTLS. Look up DTLS. I have the CTLS long wing, and it's beautiful. It's the CT. Yeah, that is the CTLS long, and it's beautiful. The little Rotax is a beautiful engine. God, that little frickin' thing is this big. 100 horsepower, this big. You can pick it up like this.
Those things are great engines.
Now mine is the one that it's not. It's a 4-cycle, right? You don't have to mix gas and oil. Right?
Ours makes so much power too. I think ours makes like 1 second.
Is it amazing? Isn't it an amazing engine?
It's crazy. It's the amount of power to
Dependable,
weight.
too.
Yeah, it's just
Now,
develops so much power.
altitude compensating carbs. Of course, they have fuel injection now. Mine's not fuel injected, but we have dual carbs. Do you have those?
Where's fuel injected?
All fuel injected.
Oh, okay. That's we have. You never, ever want to have to synchronize carburetor. Do you realize there's 2 sides of the engine, and each side has a different carburetor?
Why wouldn't they fuel inject that?
Well, they do. I just didn't have one. I mean, the plane I bought didn't have it. I mean, they have fuel injection. And probably I do that next time, but this was a good steal. I got this plane with 30 hours on it. It was like brand new.
And it came with brand new rubber bands in the engine.
Oh, it looks like a little toy.
That's what we were talking about.
It looks like a toy.
We have snowmobiles with a similar
Have you ever
engine.
seen my little
They're
thing?
so good.
It looks like a toy.
There's the red and white one?
No, my little white.
My little white one? Uh-huh.
With the
I
glass
like the
cockpit.
red and white one.
My red and gray. It's the air coupe.
Yeah,
that thing is a rock. I mean, they could never build. They can't afford to build a plane like that. I mean, the bulkheads and the way that is built. I mean, it's like a tank. That little plane. I mean, it's nothing like even a Cessna. That was made in 1946. Think about that.
Those things are bomb-proof, though.
Get H2O.
Do you remember that little plane?
You know the story behind it?
It looked like a little bubble. Didn't you tell me that Sears sold to people?
Montgomery Ward.
Montgomery Ward.
Here's what it is. Here's what happened. During the after World War II, Fred White, W-Y-C-H or something like that, he decided that the pilots coming home are going to want planes. See, it wasn't true, but he thought after World War II. So he made a family plane, husband, wife, and a little jump seat for kid. He said, I'm going to make it so you drive it like a car. So he made a steering wheel, first one ever. And first wheel ever, it's not going to be tail wheel, it's going to be like a car. So he put a tricycle gear on it.
That was the first tricycle airplane?
The first, or one of the first, and he overbuilt it so you steer it, and no rudder pedals. It was going to be all automatic. And he had a vision of everyone flying. Didn't work, but Montgomery Ward sold him for under $3,000. And the airframe was so strong, he overbuilt it so much that when the first jet engines were built, they used that as the test airframe.
Did they really? Can you imagine a jet engine on that thing? Oh my God.
It's a little tank.
They were flying them with jet engines.
Well, they didn't produce them. They were prototypes.
God, they would scream.
So you think your driveway is bad because the mag chloride?
Dude,
I effing ruined it. I did. By putting down the ice melt. You know, you've heard people call up and complain about spalling concrete.
That's one of the reasons.
The lower section is completely spalling. I mean, it's
okay. You can see in some cars where people park all the time in the same spot, right at the tires and stuff with the mag chloride coming
Oh,
off.
pizza!
It's amazing they sell that and don't say that.
So I don't know why, Dan. You're the engineer, maybe you know. But older concrete, it's just not affected by that.
I think they put too much water into it.
They're doing something.
I really think that's it. I mean, because I used to do concrete when I was a kid.
And did you ever hear about, the ice melt ruining it?
Not over concrete. Of course, I think it does harden up probably, but they might have better cement too. Or they put in more back then. But I agree with you.
Yeah.
You're right. There's older stuff to see if it's just not the way they laid it down or what. You're right. It seems to stand up.
So a buddy of mine, he works for a home builder, and he said they make all of the homeowners sign a release about the driveway that ice melt will ruin it.
Oh, really? Oh, we
Hey,
should
Brett,
say that up front.
thank you.
Ice melt will ruin it.
Okay. No, that's good.
Did you hear that, Tom? A buddy of mine works for a home builder, and part of their deal is they make the new homeowners sign a release saying
Real quick, sorry.
ice melt will cause the driveway to be canceled.
Is there an attorney? I don't think there is. 4, loan was deferred due to COVID. Loan got sold, home loan. Loan then got sold, and there's an extra $60,000 he owes in the loan. Is there an attorney for that? Because he doesn't want to come on the
Now,
air.
why is there an extra 6?
He doesn't know. That's why he wants.
Let's talk. He doesn't want to come on the air.
I could try to ask him again. I was like, I don't even know what attorney
If
they
he's
use.
on the air, when we do get an attorney, he'll get free advice. Okay? If he's on the air, because I can say he was on the air.
Okay.
And tell him I can probably figure it out.
Okay.
Quick.
To investigate the sex assault allegations against Henderson. Join me at 4. Is the
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. This hour brought to you by Claims Pro. Now, let me just explain something. I love public adjusters. We have Jay Bretz on from Excel Roofing today, and we're talking about, the whole roofing and insurance industry. I do not want you to ever try to do an insurance claim on your own. I believe in public adjusters. They work for you. Even if you made a settlement, you can open your case up for 2 years, I think. Here's the deal. If you have an insurance claim at your home, call Claims Pro, 833-252-4600, or in your business, and they will help you get more money. It's that easy. They help you. They advocate for you because insurance companies are looking to screw you. The website is publicadjuster.pro, publicadjuster.pro, or you can look for, of course, Public Adjusters on my referral list, referralist.com. And speaking of adjusters, they often come out when you have a roof problem. And I do want to tell you something. If you have or suspect roof damage, you shouldn't call a public adjuster right up front, but you should call a roofer, a reputable roofer, to see if you have damage. That's not to hire them necessarily, but just to see if you have damage. Now, there's a reason for that. If you call your insurance company and say, I think I have insurance damage, I think I have hail damage, and these people, listen to this, and these insurance people come out and examine, and you don't have damage, it still counts as a claim against you, honest to God. That is terrible. Jay, why is that? Why is that? I want to get Compass Insurance on to talk about that. I want to talk about just how bad that can affect you, and if you called a few times, if it'll raise your rates. So when you get a chance, Compass Insurance on calling on insurance claims. The other one is, we talked about Paul the Waterman. We had some questions off the air. But, Jay Bretz, why is it? Why do they do that, do you think? You're not in the insurance industry, but do you have any idea?
We work with them all the time. And I personally think, this is my own personal opinion, that the insurance companies just got tired of doing so many free roof inspections. They said, if people call for a roof claim, we're going to put a claim on their record, whether we pay them or not.
Okay.
And I think that's what that all devolves back to. But what you were talking about with Claims Pro, we go out, and if we tell people, hey, you've got damage on your roof, and then if the insurance company comes out and says, no, there's not damage, that's where Claims Pro can be very, very helpful.
Or we have Paragon Services as well. And what I want to say is this. Public adjusters also can find additional damage you may not have seen. Okay? Now, I want you to know that while a great roofer like Jay can find damage and can talk to your insurance company, when it comes to all-around insurance claims, you need help on insurance claims. Now, and here's another thing that bugs me, and I want to make this clear because we're getting into a season we may have some more hailstorms.
We will.
Stop praying. Get off your knees. Get off your knees. Okay, hold on. I want to say this seriously. Our number is 303-713-TALK. Please call. We have open lines right now, 303-713-8255. Okay? Now, when it comes to insurance, don't call your insurance company to see if you have damage. Call a roofer, but don't hire a roofer just because they're inspecting your roof. In fact, don't ever, I would never accept a knock on the door, ever.
I agree with that, Tom. And one of the things that those door knockers are going to do, they're going to ask the people, hey, sign this authorization so we can talk to your insurance adjuster. That's the next step in the scam.
And there's no such thing. You don't have to sign anything. Now, I'm going to say something else. When you have a roofer come out and there is damage, don't ever, Jay, I've never discussed this with you face to face, and I don't know how you stand on it. But don't ever hire a roofer who says, yeah, you need a roof. Okay, can I have an estimate a bid? Don't worry, we'll work with your insurance company. Or don't worry, we'll do whatever the insurance company says. Or we'll take care of it through the insurance. Don't. And I'm going to tell you why. Because the roofer and the insurance adjuster get on the roof together. And let's say you really need 5 big items, A, B, C, D, and E. You really need them. In that roofer's mind, if he was doing that for his house, he would do A, B, C, D, and E. But he gets up there with the adjuster. And the adjuster says, oh, no. That's pretty good. That's all right. This is good. And they try to negotiate. And they say, we're only going to pay for A, B, and D. And you go, okay, fine. Now the roofer gives you a contract. And you never know that was left out the C and the E. You never know it because you were never in on that discussion. That roofer made a deal with the adjuster to get the job, but it may not be in your best interest. So what I say is you do it like Jay. At Excel Roofing, they're going to give you a complete, full estimate with materials and prices. Then you call your insurance company and you will know what they do not want to cover because they'll say, we're not covering this, this, or this, and then you can argue with them. But if you don't even know it, and a roofer says, don't worry, we'll work with your insurance company, tell them, go to hell. Well, don't tell them that. Just tell them to get off your porch. Okay, did you want to say something on that?
Yeah, I think that they should tell them to go to hell, Tom. But what we're going to do for the people, we're going to give them an exact report showing how much their insurance company is supposed to pay them. So that way when the insurance adjuster shows up, the homeowner will say, well, I'm due $15,000. And if the adjuster says, well, it's only $12,000, then the homeowner knows
But they know exactly. But they know what they need. You have an expert to tell you what you need.
That's right.
Don't hire roofers who say, I'll work with your insurance company, or don't worry, or takes the first insurance check. Don't do it. Now, these ones that want to waive your deductibles and all that, don't do it. I mean, don't do it for that reason. Shop. Now,
Shop Excel Roofing.
Dan, you have a question. Go ahead, Dan.
Just got a quick question for Jay. You guys did my roof probably a year and a half ago, and you guys used some spray paint for my fireplace deck to paint it brown. Can I get that paint from you for that way it matches, or where can I get that kind of paint to match that same color?
Go to Home Depot first and look in the roofing section and see if they have any paint there that is that same color of brown. And if they don't have it, Dan, you call me and we will get you a can of that paint, okay?
Okay, now where do they call when they want to get a hold of excelroofing.com?
303-761-6400. Call the main office, let them know your name, let them know that you need a can of that paint, and we will get you taken care of, Dan. And we very much appreciate your business. Thank you very much.
Now, why is it when you call your insurance company to inquire about a claim, they count it against you? We're going to ask Compass Insurance Group that. Stay tuned for that. Plus, I want to find out about soft water, because it mystifies me. The other day, I had crusted on baked stuff on a pan, and I soaked it in soft water provided by Paul the Waterman. I soaked it I poured my soft water into it, and it sat there. Just room temperature soft water. ate through the hardest crust. I can't believe how clean that pan came. I didn't even have to wash it, but I did, to sterilize it. Why is it? We got to talk about that and more.
This
Get
is
your
Bill
calls in.
Lamphere, General Manager at Cooney Lexus of Greenwood Village.
I'm gonna go grab some pizza. I'm so hungry.
When you started, Jay, did you start putting shingles on? Is that how you started?
10 seconds. Are you good with that? Do you need me to hold it off?
Is the camera on?
Plus taxes and fees.
I started in on project management.
Lexus Financial Services.
I have a whole house fan, and I love it. Now, a whole house fan is different than an attic fan. We'll talk about that in a little while. But this whole house fan, QCColorado.com, has saved me a ton of money on my air conditioning. You got to use it the right way. Like my wife opened up all the windows the other night, and it was getting hot. And I said, no. Only the basement. And she knew that, but for some reason, the other windows were open, short-circuiting it. But if you open the bottom windows in your basement or lower floor, it brings all the hot air up and out, and it cools down your house in no time. It's uniquely suited for Colorado, QCColorado.com. It works. It's great. 303-800-3419. I have first-hand experience. I've used it in my home, and I've saved 90% on air conditioning for the last 2 seasons. We'll see what happens this season, but so far I'm off to a great start. 303-800-3419. Less than 2 hours to install, and all remote controlled so you don't wire in the walls. Also, this is a season for people who cook out, people who do sports. Here's the deal. Don't drink and drive. It's a dangerous combination. Don't smoke weed and drive, but people do. Maybe you're not drunk. Maybe you miscalculated. Maybe you're just stupid. Lazara Legal is an attorney for you. If you need a defense attorney, Joe Lazara. Don't ever try to do anything on your own when you're accused of crime, and don't shop under pressure. I shop for you. I hope you never need them. 303-429-6200. 429-6200. Joe's on my referral list at referrallist.com.
Take it like it is and make it like you want it. You've heard that before, right?
Okay, well, I understand soft and hard water now. Why? You looked it up?
No. Well, soft water basically is still bad.
Yeah. So hard water, it's got high mineral.
Or almost the same. This just has the minerals taken out.
First-rate kitchens and baths.
So soft water is clear water.
So Paul from Water Pros is going to be on. Let's see. Do you have a good question for him?
And now is the time. Some night we offer only the finest cabinetry service.
How do you make salt water?
Tub and shower.
Yeah, how do you do it?
I want to ask him. I came up with a question.
And you'll see how your unique kitchen and
I haven't even talked at all.
become your reality.
I gave him my foot.
Once and for all, kitchens, baths, showers, and floors, and even replace your windows.
No.
Have our word for future rate done.
We have a soft water purifier in our house. I'm wondering, what is the process? What chemicals are
Thinking of selling your home and you want to save thousands of dollars in commissions? You have to hear about this new program that will save you thousands. Hi, Marty here. My friends Gay and Sarah at the Ripple Group with Keller Williams DTC just
What would
launched
you get paid in front of the roof?
seller relief program.
What?
The buyer pays all the commission, and you pay the summer job to sell. You pay zero commission, and the buyer pays it all.
Well, we just put it on. I mean, you can
buyers and their buyers and that will gladly pay the commission, so you can sell your home with full service while netting more in your pocket. Just this week, the Gross family, we're about to list.
It's one of the hardest jobs out there.
It is. Trading guys isn't the problem. I mean, getting them willing to do it.
Can you have him not steal
And you guys, I mean, your guys always use,
you have to not steal my seed.
pneumatic nailers, right? I mean, you guys.
Yeah, with the nail guns?
Yeah.
I was looking at some pictures.
Back when I was there.
You ever see those things that the nails would hang out of a little tray on your chest?
No,
those things were cool. They called the nail stripper. The nails would fall, they had a little door on the side, but they would all fall down, so you could grab the nail in the perfect spot every time, instead of having to fish in.
I'll bet you every back then they have black and blue Fingernails.
Yeah, just the roofer's nails and fingers in general is trash. Trash.
Yeah.
You know why I do commercials for SimplyFloorsInc.com? Because I personally use them. I'm consumer advocate Mark Major. If you're in the market for flooring, you have to check out SimplyFloorsInc.com. Not only do they have the newest LVT that's scratch resistant and water
Scratch resistant, God damn it.
They do free design services and they can
You get one single scratch, I don't care how big it is, we'll give you full money back. I don't care if the job was $100,000 and you got a set scratch 1 centimeter wide.
You got it.
Sports Network presented by Mercedes-AMG. Phoenix Suns point guard Chris Paul has entered the NBA health and safety protocols and will be out in
So you're closing on your condo, Doc?
Oh, they have to meet. You have to meet with the electricians, and they had, they've just broken ground. They haven't even started building it yet.
Oh, you're buying one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then you're moving from where you're at now.
Yeah, because the one that I'm at now doesn't have a main floor master.
Okay.
And they're so hard to find that I thought. Plus, it's brand new. It's only a couple hundred yards from where I'm living now. So I know the area. It's a great area. And to be able to get a new condo with a main floor master is, to me, it's a great deal.
Oh, no. Like I say, I agree. Just
Hey, guys, you know where my office is, do you?
Did you get a
You don't know where my office is?
Oh, yeah, I got a good deal. Yeah.
Oh, I wanted some at work for
I'm going to sell mine
I wanted to call.
in 2 days.
I'll go during a break.
The townhouses in my development go like that.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK.
713-8255. Okay, we're going to get to problems, questions, and complaints. You can call about anything, but right now I have Paul, the waterman, on. Paul, I want you to talk for dummies. Now, I know we have Jay's son here. He's anything but a dummy, but he had a question, but I have a question too. We were talking about soft water off the air. I was telling him how I use my soft water for soaking stuff that's caked on, is what I want to say. And it comes off, or I was going to say crusted too. The other thing is you showed me a demonstration where you take a clean washcloth and put it in soft water, one that you've cleaned with hard water. And it's amazing how much crap comes out of it. So my question is this, Paul, what is happening? Why does soft water clean so well? What makes soft water different? What is the difference, first of all, between hard and soft water?
Well, soft water is empty of all hardness minerals. And so it allows the water to do what water does best, and that's basically break down material.
So, in other words, when water is filled with minerals, the molecules are filled with minerals. Are you saying they don't easily draw more debris because they're already crowded, kind of? And
right. Water's already occupied. It's already busy dealing with the minerals that dissolve solids.
Okay.
Or the hard.
Okay. So when water is pure and there's no solids in the water, they can absorb and take out more of the dirt from your clothes.
Right, that's exactly right. Same principle with that zero res that you talk about.
Right.
Same thing. Soft water. Yeah, soft water. So this is what's good for the environment. You eliminate soaps, because I mentioned this before. Everything cleaning product we use goes down the sink, ends up in our water supply. So soft water dissolves all that. You use less, which is better for us in the long run.
Okay, so in essence, soft water is cleaning better, but if you do laundry, and I've experimented, you can do laundry without detergent even, but I'm not saying I recommend it. I mean, detergent will do a better job, but why can it even clean without detergent?
Well, because what it does is that the soil and the dirt, water is going to aggressively attack that and break it down. You know what? Water is naturally aggressive. And so water is going to go after anything that's organic. It's going to break it down, dirt, food, grease. It'll break it down, right? And so, I'm talking kitchen grease, food grease, spaghetti sauce especially.
Okay.
So what you're doing is that when you use soft water, absent of the hardness, the water then occupies itself with those elements.
Okay. So Soft water cleans better. We know that. And soft water isn't necessarily healthier, is it?
Well, soft water is not healthy. The healthy part of water is reverse osmosis, in my personal opinion. Soft water is great. It's not harmful. But in order to get to other submicron organic contaminants out, you want to use reverse osmosis filtration.
Okay, so basically soft water is great for cleaning, it's great for plumbing, it's great for your house. And if you want to have pure drinking water, though, that's another thing, although soft water won't hurt you any more than faucet water, and is probably a little better than faucet water. We have a question for you. Introduce yourself, young man.
Hi there, I'm Henry Bretz, and I was...
Henry Bretz, by the way, is Jay's son. He has both of his sons here. What were you wondering about soft water?
Yeah, so we have a house in Glenwood Springs, and I saw that soft water filtration thing. And I'm wondering, how common is that? Because that was the first time I had seen it.
How common it is where? In homes?
In homes, anywhere. Like, assume your, bottle of water is going to have minerals in it, but...
No, bottled water is pretty soft water, actually, isn't it? Isn't it, Paul?
Yeah. Yeah, bottled water, soft water. There's some bottled water company adds minerals to it for flavor only. It's not a health benefit.
But how common are water systems? He wants to know. Conditioning systems.
I think it's really not that common. Colorado for years has been an unaware water treatment market or soft water market. People just assumed that the water was great. That the more development that we have, the more water that people are using. So many resources, water filtration, water softening is becoming necessary because hard water with hardness and calcium, it's called calcium carbonate, and as air comes in contact with it, it converts it to a solid, will affect our appliances because about 6 years ago, all the appliances were converted to what's called a water conservation mode. So, it's not like, Tom, when you and I were kids, a dishwasher or a wash machine uses less water. So hard water affects those more. So then the soap products you buy for the high-efficiency wash machines are like super concentrated soap. It's like condensed soup times 100. So when you're able to cut back and use 98% less, right, the water it operates in what the appliance need. The appliance need clean water now.
Okay, and they have smaller orifices, as you mentioned. Hold on a second. John, you have a question. I want to get a listener in here. What is your... And by the way, we didn't start out to talk about water. I was very curious because I was talking to these guys off the air about cleaning and how cool soft water is for cleaning. But, John, what is your question?
Hello, Tom.
Hey.
Hey, this question is for Paul. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and they were talking about maintaining your water heater, and that soft water makes I guess it's called an anode or something that floats around down in the bottom that collects all the stuff. I heard that degrades that quicker with soft water. Is that true?
Well, here's the thing, okay? It's going to degrade quicker with soft water, but it's not going to last longer because hard water corrodes it too. Hard water corrodes it in a different way. Soft water allows it to do what it's supposed to do, which is conduct electricity. I'll explain it to you. But the hard water does that plus adds minerals to it, and it loses its efficiency anyway. It's not good. A soft water will be better. Go ahead.
Go online and look up the Patel study. I think it was done by the University of Michigan, and it talks about the difference between hard water and soft water in reference to hot water heaters.
And what did you find, Paul? Sum it up quickly. Sum it up.
All right, so long story short, soft water, it will have a hot water heater last longer, it uses less energy, right? And you won't have the hard water corrosion build up inside the hot water heater, and that's what causes them to fail.
Exactly.
Because all that minerals on the bottom of it create more heat. The higher the heat,
that's right,
that little plate to crack and break, and then you lose your hot water heater.
And the minerals always settle in water tanks because they sit there. But John, it's very interesting question. But the anode does sacrifice more efficiently with soft water, as it should. And for those listening, it's very weird science. And by the way, water tanks that hold water for municipalities have the same thing. So do tanks in fire departments. When you are holding water in metal, water wants to attack the metal tank. That's what it wants to do, okay? It corrodes the metal tank. Why is that? It's an electrolytic process. It sets up a mini current. The current goes through the water to the metal, and it eats the metal. In order to prevent that or to slow it down, electricity and water takes the path of least resistance. So instead of eating the tank, you give it a softer metal to eat on purpose. And it will now attack that. And as long as that is there, it won't attack the tank. That's why it's called a sacrificial anode, because it's put in there to sacrifice itself so the tank is not corroded. And that sacrificial anode is supposed to corrode, and it's supposed to be eaten. And what hard water does is keeps that from happening because minerals cake on it, and so it's not being sacrificed as quickly. Your tank is, okay? Your tank is. So it's better to have soft water all the way around. And again, so many people, I don't know why, they replace their water tanks when all they need to do is replace the sacrificial anode. Now, we have a lot of other stuff to talk about. Dan wants to talk about roofing, and then Eric wants to talk about his Bowflex issue. And Max, you, I'm sorry, Henry, no, Al, it's not Alex, it's Duke. That's what I was trying to think, Duke. Duke, what question did you have about soft water before the break? What was it?
Hey, Paul, I'm Jay's other son, and I was wondering about the filtration system to get the hard water to turn into the soft water. Is it like a membrane, or how?
How do you make water turn soft?
Through the process of ion exchange. It's a water softening resin bead. The technology was actually developed in the late 1890s in Germany. So what you're doing is that you're grabbing the hardness as a liquid. And so you exchange one mineral for the other. So sodium chloride is the detergent, and sodium bicarbonate is the byproduct of a water softener. Calcium chloride exchanges with the sodium chloride. The calcium and the chloride go down the drain. The sodium and the bicarbonate are replaced it, so you're actually exchanging. So you're keeping your total dissolved solid level at the same level absent hardness. So baking soda is a byproduct, and so it's a resin.
But it does not add, this is a common misconception, it does not add salt to your water.
No, absolutely not. There's no salt, not at all.
Okay,
it's a low-level baking soda is the actual byproduct of a water softener. It's not any extra sodium chloride whatsoever.
All right, we have more coming right up. I'm Tom Martino.
Waterpros.net, by the way.
I did a really...
I could go on forever with these guys. I don't get why it's the standard. Like, isn't the 85% of people have hard water? I mean, it cleans better and does all that stuff better than not everybody has it. Let me ask you. Why? Because everybody does it. Just like filtration. Filtered water is better for drinking. Not everybody has it. I'll tell you what it all boils down to. It's called CPU. With everything in life, safety, everything, cost per unit. Why isn't everything everywhere? Because everything's got to be made cost effective. So, if homes were built with automatic conditioning systems, they would lose out to homes that aren't. Because people have to be educated on spending more per unit when it comes to safety, when it comes to anything. Features are, if you standardize features, people will look for cheaper. They will. They don't always look for better.
But if it saves you like your detergent and it cleans better and everything.
Yeah, that's how they sell the system. All right. Affordable interest mortgage, you've heard me talk about. AImortgage.net. That's Kurt Rogers and his team. They have basic mortgages, which are conventional, right? 80% loan to value. You put 20% down, right? They also have conventional loans with little or no money down. They also have down payment assistance for first-time buyers. They also have FHA and VA and jumbo loans, because homes are so expensive nowadays. And then the liquid loan. They actually call this loan the asset manager. One day they called Kurt and said, I want the liquid loan. And he said, you mean the asset manager? Well, I call it the liquid loan because you pay it up and down like a line of credit. That's right. You can use it for anything you want, pay it back down. In fact, every penny you put in the bank counts against your balance for while it's there, so you can pay lower interest. You can find out more at aimortgage.net. That's affordable interest mortgage. And that's 720-895-0500. Rocky Mountain, which one is this? IV Medics? Oh my God, I just had that done this week. I can't say enough about them. Rocky Mountain IV Medics come to your home with IV therapy. Now, you may think, okay, that must be expensive. It's not. It's no more expensive than going to a hydration bar or these IV stores. You can get it in your home for the same price, and you can get whatever mix you want. You can get Myers Cocktail. You can get just NAD. You can get stuff for you specifically if you're an athlete. But here's the bottom line, okay? You can do it if you're sick as well, if you have a hangover, if you have immediate help. You can call or text for same-day appointments. Get the IV in your home. RockyMountainIVMedics.com, 720-987-2155, 720-987-2155. All right. Do you know where Mark is? I guess I shouldn't say it, but can I say it, Suzanne? He's looking for an RV. Why? Because he sold his. And guess what? He got such a great deal at Century RV that he sold his old RV for damn near what he bought it for. That's the truth. And they've had it for a few years. That's the deals you get at Century RV. Mark could have gone anywhere, but he went to CenturyRV.com. You can go there too. These are great people. They are just north of 6th Avenue between Kipling and Sims next to Woodley's and north on exit 240 going to Longmont. 303-453-1111.
It was a year and a half ago that Denver store manager Lisa first noticed someone.
Can you imagine that all the kids are sick?
I got to run to the head.
We're all hungover. After a college party, you call up the IV people. Give them all an IV.
You know what? I have it done monthly, Jay. It is so good. I mean, you probably don't need it monthly, but I get that NAD stuff.
Yeah. Hey man, if it makes me feel better, I'll do it.
It'll
NAD
as far as your
NAD is great stuff.
As good as HGH?
Well, no, but the way your body stores energy is like a battery. You have a compound called ATP, okay, which has 3 phosphate molecules. When you're storing energy, your body converts ADP to ATP, okay?
Yep.
And then when your body needs energy, it converts ATP back to ADP. So by releasing, there's a complex mechanism. Basically, by changing it back to ADP, it releases energy. So that's how your cells develop energy. So what NAD does, it increases the ease and frequency of how your body converts the ADP to ATP. So it's like charging up a battery, so you have more ATP molecules in the cell that can be used for energy.
So and that's what he's getting in the IV?
Yeah, the NAD, not the ADP.
Plus other things, vitamins, NAD.
But that's basically what the NAD does, and that's how your body stores energy. So the more ADP you have, the more potential you have to use energy. It's like charging up a battery.
Yeah, and then
no, that's Tom's. Don't touch that.
No, you can talk. That's right there. That's right. That, as long as you can hear it. Yeah. As long as you can hear it a little bit.
Yeah. So like when I'm bike racing.
How do you go from Alex to Duke?
So anytime
It's one your middle name and you're like trying to go by Alex now? Or?
No, I like his middle name, but he goes. I like
You like
the way
Duke?
your body gets energy to do anything.
I don't know. I just
like converting the
Yeah. So I'm calling it.
So the loss
I don't even know what I
called
him.
You,
I don't like realize.
releases energy.
do you guys get along?
So anytime your body, your cells are producing energy,
So you're
you
going
go
into,
from
you're going to be a
the 3
junior?
phosphate to the 2
Nice.
phosphate. When your body is storing energy,
How's school with
you go
COVID?
from the 2 to the 3. And that's how you store energy.
Is it?
So that when you need the energy, you have those molecules.
I mean, you guys have proms and all that
Does
still?
that make sense?
No.
Yep. So that, and the NAD facilitates the process of the
I should have known. I should have known. Plus what?
That's cool stuff.
He does online.
It's a whole complex.
He does online dances?
No, that's the bottom line.
Online.
You talk college student thing?
Like, I was in person for a while, and now I've lifted the mask mandate, so that's not shit. So we still wear a mask.
No college students.
They have walking out of school with a mask on.
No, if you let some hair of the dog. No, if you.
Tom, are you vaccinated?
Right.
Tom's vaxxed.
Yeah, everybody is. Otherwise, they couldn't be in the building.
Everybody's vaxxed.
Are you guys vaxxed?
I'm vaxxed.
I didn't want to be.
How old are they?
I'm not.
14 and 16.
Have they gotten their Gardasil shots?
They're what?
Have they gotten Gardasil shots?
I don't know why I had a brain fart.
I don't think you've had a
Your name.
Gardasil shot. Have
What is that?
They need to.
Yeah.
Really, really important.
Yeah.
Do you know that ever since he was born,
Your pediatrician or your doctor should.
I wanted to call
There's no.
you
gotta get it
Max.
done.
I don't know why.
Call me Max then. Go for it.
No,
What?
I don't know why.
What
I swear
shot
to
that?
God, I want to call Duke Max ever since he was born.
What?
He likes to do things to the max, that's for sure.
No, what shot is it?
Gardasil. It prevents cancer.
In what way?
Because it's a vaccine that prevents.
Is your house in there have a septic
cervical,
system?
cervical.
Oh, I got
everything.
it.
Water
Yeah.
softeners.
No, it's kids cancer.
Really? I didn't know that.
My girl.
Salt and then wash it out and flush it out.
Too.
So you put a water softener, you gotta put salt in it, right? Yep. So they gotta clean that salt out, it goes in your septic system.
Hi, Tom Martino here. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. All right. We're here to help you solve problems, to answer questions, to take complaints. Let's talk about roofing. Dan's got a question or a comment or something. Go ahead, Dan. What's happening? Dan?
Hello, Daniel.
Hey, what can we do for you, man?
Hey, good day, Tom. Hey, I've got a question for you, a little off subject. I've recently retired, and I'm drawing a pension, and I work for the Postal Service. So I pulled out my amount. I talked to some stockbrokers and stuff, and they suggested that it was a good idea just to pull out all my money.
Well, hold on a second. Hold on. We'll examine that.
Okay.
But keep going. You're retired.
Okay, anyway, okay, after taxes with my thrift savings and whatnot, it's about $200K.
Well, wait. Why did he say to pull out a lump sum of $200K?
Well, the idea was that they were worried about Biden and capital gains and whatnot. It was an opportunity to do annuities and stuff, but it's kind of a complex process.
Yeah, hold on. Here's what I'm asking, bro. Is the guy trying to sell you something?
No, not at all. He was a coworker, stockbroker guy.
So he's not trying to sell you something. That's not
No,
what.
not at all. Not at all.
All right.
So I drew out over my.
And what did he tell to do with the money? What did he say to do with the $200,000 when you pulled it out?
He was talking about a Roth. He was talking about this and that. And to be quite honest, it's kind of over my head. I'm kind of a dummy when it comes to stuff like this. But besides, it's pretty complex, procedure to do this. Anyway.
It actually isn't complex, but and I'll let you go on with your story. But there are several little tips I'm going to give you at the end. Go ahead.
Gotcha. I put it into my checking account.
Yeah.
And my thoughts were, well, if I could sock it away and draw on it as I go, as required, if necessary, is there some way I could squirrel away half of it without taking a hit on it?
Well, you understand when you pulled it out, you're 59 and you're older than 59 and a half, right?
Correct.
So there was no penalty, but you have to pay income on it, right?
Correct.
And no matter what you do now, when did you pull it out?
Probably within a week. I know. Okay. I know. I have to pick up the state tax as well.
Well, no, you have to pick up all your tax. You got to pay. You got to pay regular tax on that, like income tax, regular earnings right now. Okay.
Really?
Yeah. Hold on. This was tax deferred. This was a qualified plan, right?
Correct.
Okay, so with a qualified plan, the money going in was deducted, so you have to pay tax on that. And then the earnings are earnings, you have to pay tax on that. So you have tax to pay unless you can call it a rollover right now and get it back into something protected. And I think you have a certain amount of time to do that.
I do.
And I don't think you should keep any cash out right now unless you need it. Or you can look into buying an annuity for income. That would help. But Daniel, and this is for you and everyone listening.
Okay.
This is really important for people to know. When you have money, retirement money, a lump sum money, lump sums of money do no good for anyone unless they're converted to cash flow. But if you convert it too fast to cash flow, then obviously you spend it. And if you don't convert it wisely, you can end up dead with a lot of equity. What you want is to extract everything you can. So I'm going to ask some obvious questions. Do you have, other than this 200K, do you have any other savings?
Yes.
How much?
And I'm also drawing a pension.
How much in all of your savings? Not
approximately 15K in my checking.
Okay. Now, what else do you have? Do you have a home?
No, I don't. I'm single, and I just, that's why I'm calling you, Tom.
How old are you?
Well, you know, there's got to be a way to do this thing without having to see a financial planner.
Well, you should see. So I'm not going to take the place of a planner, but at the same time, you're right. Many times you don't need a full-blown financial advisor, or you definitely don't just want an investment person. The person that told you should take out your money, who is that person?
He was a coworker.
Okay. Hey, Daniel, I do have some solid suggestions that will help you and everyone else in this category. But I want you to hold, because what I'm going to do first is I want to take a guy that's been holding, and then I'll give your advice, and I want other people to get ready, because it'll be very useful advice. Listen, I don't have crazy advice on getting rich quickly, although if you follow some of the stuff I've told you, it will help you tremendously to gain wealth. And it's common sense. Now, I talk from experience, okay? I can talk from an experience of being a multimillionaire of many years where I lost it all, and then rebuilding. I can talk about both the ups and the downs, and not a lot of people can talk from both perspectives. Eric, you're Bowflex. Is this a simple issue of a defective machine and you want your money back, or is it more complicated?
No, it's basically just since we had it delivered and installed back in December of last year, it just hasn't worked properly. There's been some glitches. Anyway, that's all it is.
Hold on now, because I want to come back to you. That's why we called you back. We've handled these before. So hang on. I'll take you next.
That was a good impact traffic on the for about a minute.
Sponsored by ExpressPros.com.
Do you think Suzanne just got the info wrong when she's taking the call?
No. I think it was old info. She put the name on.
And there's an accident. Make that a stall southbound I-25
I think like you had
Avenue. And it's back to traffic
You know,
around 120th. Now, do you have some slow traffic? 270.
It's really, I'm telling you, that struggle of converting equity to income and income to equity. When you're younger, you want to convert all your income to equity.
A high of 98.
And when you're older, you want to turn all that equity into income.
Over the weekend. Currently, it's 99.
What do you think that magic age of turning?
There is no magic age. The best is to have a situation like mine where I am adding to my equity still at this age. Plus, I'm able to draw out of it. So, without penalty. But 67, but I don't recommend people work.
He doesn't look a day over 60, does he?
No, I thought I was going to say.
Okay, we were just talking about investments. So I want to just say this, and it's not for everyone, but it's a great, solid investment. It's become the banker. Here's really what it is. You buy life insurance. Now say, oh, Tom, that's not an investment. You're right. It isn't if it was that alone. The reason you're buying life insurance, you buy the smallest amount possible to allow you to have a cash value that you overfund on purpose, because then it grows tax-free, and you can draw it out tax-free through mini loans. Listen, to find out more, I'm not going to do it in this short commercial. BecomeTheBanker.org. It's solid. BecomeTheBanker.org. Guaranteed returns. BecomeTheBanker.org. All right, you're in an accident, and I know what you do because I hear it all the time. You go to work or to the club or somewhere, to the bar, and you ask someone, what should I do? Or how much do they owe me? Or do you think I have a case? Everyone loves talking about their stuff. But what you should do is call an attorney. Just ask an attorney free of charge. Why? Because John Fuller, when he signed up with me at referralist.com, here was the deal. John, will you give free legal advice to all of my listeners Sure. So the initial consultation is free. In fact, you never pay out of pocket, even if you hire him, because it's all contingency. He only collects if you collect first. But here's the bottom line, okay? You can call him, and there's no obligation to ever hire him. If you're in an accident, don't do it alone. Call for free legal advice, 303-597-4500, 303-597-4500.
Harry's got a question for you.
Tell him. What do you think of the attorney that is all over billboards and TV?
You know what told me the story? Do you know when I found out? Here's where I got my opinion. We were interviewing some people from the insurance world. They were with an insurance company, like high up, like a vice president for an insurance company. And they said they loved it. And I said, why would you love an attorney that's always out suing insurance companies? And he said, because he's easy to settle. He doesn't want to fight, and he'll take a quick settlement. So that told me, if an insurance company loves you, well, he must be doing something wrong.
Not only that, he belongs to the country club I belong to.
Yeah, he lives there.
And he's a jerk. I've met him a couple of times. My son took the thing on that. Tom. Also, my girlfriend, one of my ex-girlfriends worked with him after he got the Walmart settlement for several $1 million. 2 years she had to wait for him to give her whatever it was, $50,000, $60,000. 2 years?
Some of that could have been an appeal.
No. After he won the settlement and he got the money, he took 2 years to pay her. Anyway, Tom, I just got a message from Marty Toma.
Good. I knew we'd shake that.
And he's loving you?
You know what's crazy?
You want me to tell you what it said, or do you want to wait? We wanted to
I
see
looked up
it.
his net worth, and he's only worth about $10 million. He gets signs everywhere, advertisements everywhere. I was going to assume he's like so much more. I mean, it seems like he almost has.
That's a lot for an attorney.
But like, have you seen how many billboards he has everywhere? I mean,
don't believe those net worth things. Don't believe those net worth things. They're wrong.
You think so?
They're wrong on me. They're wrong on everyone I know.
Really? Okay.
Everyone I know, they're wrong.
So let me know if you want me to read the Marty Toma message.
Well, how does the public get this net worth?
I don't actually know how they do that on that panel, on that Google panel. I don't know.
They probably have some.
Your true net worth is all of your liability subtracted. You subtract it from all of your assets. That's a true net worth.
Isn't that worth the probably majority, like the billboards?
No, but $10 million is a good net worth for an attorney. That's really actually good.
Yeah, it's really good. But I mean, like what we're saying is that when you think of lawyers, you like, let's be honest, you think of Frank Azar because he's so popular. Like, you know,
Don't say popular, say well
That's
known.
interesting that young people.
He's so well known.
That's what they think. Too. They bring it up to me. It's not like I pointed out to them or something.
It's like so annoying.
This is what advertising.
Like,
This is what advertising does.
everywhere.
Yeah, and then he gets the name brand recognition, and boom, and when someone thinks, oh, I need a lawyer, they're like,
That's exactly
Frank
right.
Azar, even though he's not like.
So if I give you a word, you can tell me the merchant that might be associated with that word. Like if I said auto accidents or lawyers, you would think that right away. How about if I say furniture?
Furniture warehouse.
Furniture row.
American furniture.
I'm trying to plan my life with Mark a little bit tomorrow. Were you able to play racquetball after the show?
Yes.
Okay, I'll tell him.
I'm ready to kick some ass in racquetball after the show.
Not what you love.
Naturally.
Ours or idea?
No, I think of Mount
What's
Chia.
that one?
Great idea.
Mike Ward and
Yeah.
Mike Ward?
Yeah, I don't know. I usually ask my question.
I'm just asking top of mind recall.
No,
Yeah.
so the car thing.
Motorcycles.
He thinks of Kia. He thinks of Mike Ward because of his Maseratis.
I know. But
This is James.
how about clothes?
Clothes, honestly,
Not where you go. I just mean what comes to your mind.
I'm not even gonna lie, it's Cat and Jack.
Even if it's a type of clothes.
Cat and Jack. Brand is Tigers and
I'm gonna ask you brand, store, anything.
Target.
Anything.
Target.
First thing that comes to my mind is Levi's.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Where'd the guy go with his investments? Didn't he want help? Okay, if he's gone, he's gone. But I promise you, man, you're about ready to make some really giant mistakes, and we'll go over that after I help Eric with. I'm going to go over it anyway, because there are a lot of people in your position. But to cash out your retirement, put $200,000 in a checking account, then wonder what to do with it, you got a problem, because there was nothing wrong with keeping it in there. Any changes that are going to take place with taxes and retroactivity and all that, that'll take place. It'll take time. I know that the present administration is scrambling to find money, and they're thinking about taxing retirement plans. That will devastate America. It will devastate America. And people say, well, what about if they only do it for rich people? Okay. First of all, what they call rich nowadays is not so rich. And it hurts a lot of people, combined incomes. But let's just say it's only for the rich. When you start taxing giant retirement accounts on so-called rich people, they move funds around, or if there's no benefit, they take them out. So if you move or take out funds from a fund, what happens to it? It becomes less powerful, which means lower earnings. And then you're affected whether you're rich or not. There is no such thing, not one thing you can do to the wealthy that will help the middle class ever. Ever. Luxury tax does not hurt a billionaire. They will simply not buy if they think it's ridiculous, and those who are building all that stuff get to be unemployed or laid off. I don't know how long it takes us to just learn this out. It's nothing to do with politics. It just doesn't work. Now, Eric, let's talk about Bowflex. When did you receive it?
December the 21st.
Why doesn't it work? I mean, you're saying it just never worked. They're pretty good people at refunding money, usually. Are you, first of all, I just want to ask that quick question. Are they giving you trouble about returning it?
No, they're not. It's just,
okay.
I've been just trying to get repaired.
So you really do like it and want to keep it, you just can't get it working.
That's correct.
And what, do they have any people they've sent out there to try to fix it?
It's been 3 months of calls and emails trying to schedule. I finally had something scheduled for last week, and no one showed up.
What, if you could explain to me what's wrong? Because there's not a lot to these things, man. I mean, they are basically exercise machines without weights, and they simply use the resistance of the plastic rods. So what is wrong with it?
Pretty simple. In a nutshell, the computer console, the chip within it is malfunctioning, so it goes up to a high rate of speed, 7.5, and then it goes down to 0 every few seconds. So you cannot use it without being thrown off it.
When you say without being thrown, wait.
Yeah, he said without being thrown off the machine.
Am I thinking of the Bowflex machine that I'm thinking of? Because those aren't. What kind of Bowflex do you have? I want to look it up.
This sounds like a treadmill.
What do you have?
A treadmill.
Okay, I'm sorry, man. I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking about the conventional Bowflex machine.
Right.
That's why we have experts
I didn't even know. We're going to have somebody. No, seriously. How about making a friendly bet that we're going to have somebody out there by the end of the month to fix it? And they're really going to show up. Hold on.
I'd love it.
All right. Let's figure out who we're going to get to kick some butt on that one. Really, I want maybe Deputy Smarty Pants to eat away at him like Morgellons disease. Look that up, by the way. Suze, let's give this to Smarty Pants.
Bill's Coffee Shop has been fueling his neighbors' mornings for the past 7 years.
He is like a gnat.
No, I only thought the Bowflex was like the but they have all kinds. As soon as he said when Bowflex came, that was his first. You know what I was going to tell him? Learn to run faster. Yeah, but it's fast, slow. I'm just kidding. I was kidding. Think what I did. I've always thought about it. If you did that in your hole, got underneath. Well, you know they have an emergency thing that you put on. Oh, really? And if anything goes wrong, as soon as it pops off, it stops.
The kill switch,
yeah, because I use that. I use a treadmill all the time in my club.
So, guys, who do you think of? I don't know, man. Who do you think of for bicycles?
Mojo. But that's like my personal selection.
I think a Henry.
Well, but that's legit. I want to know.
I think a
Specialized, I mean, a big brand.
Oh, is it common soul?
No, but I'm asking
First
recall.
thing that jumps in your mind, swim. That's right.
I mean, things that are relevant.
Exactly. You're aging us. Yeah.
Here's my question. When you think of radio, who do you think of?
Radio?
Yeah, when you think of radio.
I think of Howard Stern and Rush Limbaugh.
President Biden speaking in Geneva.
I don't think of music ever.
When you think of politics, what comes in your head?
Oh, Trump and Biden right now.
I think about, honestly, I think about more CNN and Fox News, because let's be honest, those guys are the ones that are in control.
My agenda is not against Russia.
Hey, what type of,
anyone else?
you have the G-Wagon.
She has this beautiful little white crossover. I don't know what you call it. It's, what the hell is it? I can make it up. I mean, she has a nice little car.
Is the G-Wagon your like car right now?
That's my main car. That's all I have. I don't have like I used to have a sports car. I don't anymore. I just have a one car. You know, the days of sports cars. You know, here's the thing about the Ferrari. I could never use it. You know, you don't take it and then go to the movies and park it there.
Right.
I mean, I had to watch where I park it. Just everybody's around it, touching it. So you want valet. And then those guys, you don't know what they do. I swear to God, it's frightening having that
Yeah, it's
car.
going to be like Ferris Bueller.
Ferris Bueller, every time you validate it. And how often can you go 90 miles an hour?
I'm telling you, man, it was the most useless car I ever had.
I agree. That's why I never was into performance cars.
I think the smartest thing if you want a performance cool car is a Corvette, because they're not that elite where you're going to die if something happens to it. You know?
I mean, have you seen the new C8s? Unlimited C8s.
What I want myself a Tesla Model 3. You can get them for about $25K, and they're a lifetime car.
What is a lifetime car?
I'm not going to. No way. No way in hell
You
my
better start going up on the roof if you want to buy a Tesla.
Oh no, I'm going to buy a really cheap
What
one.
is it something wrong?
He loves Teslas, and I'm not such a big Tesla guy. It's like, we were talking about the electricity thing, Tony.
Yeah, they're all
but the batteries, your energy storage, they say that the lithium is the critical component in making these batteries. And do you know how toxic it is to mine lithium? And there's not very many places you can get it. And so it's like there's always some kind of glitch on the supply chain or something like that.
I think a hybrid's almost better because you can run the fuel if you need it. And electrical, man, that electrical, they just you sit there idle. There's
Here's where I can find her car. It is a.
But I do. You can't go across country. I mean, you got to really plan.
Okay. It's a GLC coupe. It's a GLC coupe. Yet it's four doors. Why do they call it a coupe? It's four doors. It is a coupe.
Down.
Yeah, but they the one that you just plug
Hold
into
on,
an
I'll
outlet. It takes like
I know what
16
they
hours.
remember.
You have a bigger charger, in 220 volt.
Yeah, one of the ones.
It looks like a big hatchback.
No, the one Wayne had was an SUV.
But even the supercharger.
Here it is. It's like a car.
Probably an hour.
Yeah,
It's
especially
a
in
car
Denver,
car,
like
isn't it?
you have to look up charging stations.
Yeah, I mean,
especially
here it is,
if you're
right
going
here.
on a road trip. The only problem about Tesla is that you have to plan it in advance.
Yeah,
Every
Our
hour.
neighbors had one of those, and his wife got stuck in the snow.
The fastback.
He's like, get out of the drive.
No, I
Don't
don't.
get this thing unstuck. He couldn't get it unstuck. He said,
Good idea. How it's not gonna-
Look, here it is. That's
Does she have the AMG?
No.
Yeah, Wayne had the AMG, and that thing was freaking terrifying.
I think sweet.
My G-Wagon is an AMG, but I took the AMG sticker off.
Why?
I'm just kidding. In fact, that's
You
just
put
the
it on
opposite.
necklace?
That's just the opposite. Most people put those on and they don't even have one.
You take it off.
No, I don't have an AMG. I mean, do you know that's a $70,000 difference?
$70,000. You can just get the little thing and put it on.
Yeah, my car was 100. Now they're way more. My car's 147, and AMG was 2-something.
Well, what year is your car?
For a G-Wagon? I'm
Yeah.
happen at that.
Yes, and what year is your car? Pretty late model. I forget.
Oh, the markets just took this, look at this.
Did they tank or did
They
they
just tumbled, and I'll bet you had something to do with.
What tumbled?
Well, that's what I would say. The Putin Biden, the markets tumbled and
What?
the euro
Tommy,
tumbled.
Compass is just getting back to me. Do you still want them? Because I know it's like over an hour ago that I
Yeah, what
texted
were we
them.
gonna ask
I don't
you?
know. That's why.
We were gonna ask them about why roofers like.
Yes, good, thank you. Why it's a claim, good,
Let's
thank you.
hire him. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, inflation. They just came out with inflation.
All the inflation numbers came out?
Yeah, well, what the fuck do they think is gonna happen when
No,
you're
but
giving them money?
the Fed was always saying, downplaying it so bad.
You know, something that shocked me that I never thought
Look
would
at
happen.
that. Holy cow.
No, something happened, because I told Dan, Democrats are so staunch about their beliefs that they'll take pain and misery and call it glory just to be right.
Just on the principle.
But there was a survey done. A growing number of Democrats are not approving of Biden.
And they'll approve less of Harris.
No, that's right.
Honestly, like, Joe Biden really hasn't done anything majorly horrible. He's
Hold on. He just killed 200,000 jobs the day after he became president.
Yeah, but that's more about the liberals themselves, if you ask me. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't like Biden at all. I hate Kamala.
He took away our energy independence.
Yeah,
he did. Get her name right. Totally.
I don't
Didn't he shut down fracking?
Well, it shut down the pipeline.
My main problem about them is just like they don't know how real world works. They're all like, we can't disagree with other people's opinions, and I hate that. They're all like,
I'm glad you're not part of the
thing that bothers me though.
Fed projects 2 possible rate hikes by 2023. Oh, 2023 in the next year. I bet you there's
Listen, we're in for some rough times, people, if things don't change.
Because of the cost of all the goods, like we're talking about with the supply chain and everything is going to go up. And so
It has to.
So this inflation, the Fed's going to jump in and say, we got to raise interest rates in order to curb inflation.
And then guess what happens?
It's this upward spiral.
And then what?
And then, well, you couple that with all the fact that these guys collecting unemployment that don't want to go to work and the labor shortage, and yeah, it's going to cause, the bubble's going to burst.
That to me is how they can deny that. That's what I would love to get paid $600 a month a week. We just sit home and watch. Some more. It's 300 now, but yeah, it's 300 on top. Right, I know.
Is the Troubleshooter Show.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. We are here to help you solve problems, answer questions, take complaints, and make your life just a little easier. Now, we have all kinds of stuff going on today, and we hope that you are learning a lot. 303-713-TALK. We've talked about insurance claims. We talked about water, soft water, conditioning, filtration. We've talked about investment with one guy. He hung up, and I'm going to continue on that vein because I do want to go over that in a minute here. I did not forget. He retired, took $200,000 out of his retirement account because he was afraid of taxes and what could happen to it. He's retired, $200,000 in his checking account. Bad move. And we're going to talk about it. All right, you have insurance. You get a hailstorm. You're not sure if you have damage. So you call your insurance company and say, hey, there's a big hailstorm in the area. I think I might need a roof. And then they send an adjuster out. And the adjuster says, Mr. Martino, I'm happy to report you have no damage. What just happened to me and my insurance rating? Well, your insurance rates, will they go up? Is this counted against you even though they never paid out a dime? Jeremy with Compass Insurance Group, I'm asking that question.
Yeah, assume they will. There are some companies that don't charge for zero pay claims, and there's some companies that don't charge for the first weather claim, but with those exceptions, yes, you're filing a claim when you call the insurance carrier and have an adjuster come out. So we always recommend, have a roofer, multiple roofers come out, let them assess the damage, because a lot of people don't know. It hailed.
maybe there's damage, maybe there's not. So call, a reputable roofer to come out, give their opinion before you ever call the insurance company.
I am really pissed when I hear things like this. Do you know how many people call? There are people that call their insurance company a lot. Listen to this. This one woman called her insurance company about a weather claim. She didn't have a claim. There was nothing paid. She thought her husband's watch was stolen or missing. He called about that. The third time, they had a small claim. I mean a small claim on their homeowners. And it was something about a downed tree. It was a little over their deductible, but the fools filed it. They were canceled. She calls and said, why am I canceled over one claim? This was years ago. I think Brian said, Tom, she wasn't canceled over one claim. They looked at her report and thought, this woman is just looking for excuses to file a claim. And I thought to myself, is that possible? Jeremy, it is possible, isn't it?
Yeah, and I should mention, too, there's a big difference between calling the claims number and calling up. Let's say you're with Compass. Call me up, discuss it. That doesn't hurt. So we're not the insurance, or even State Farm. Call your local agent, say, hey, here's the situation. I got $2,000 in water damage. What do you think? Have the discussion. That's fine. That's not filing a claim. So I want to make sure I'm saying the difference here. When you call the claims number to report a claim, the assumption is you're moving forward. You call your agent and just say, hey, I just want to discuss the pros and cons of doing this. That's fine. So that's where the confusion comes in, because I don't want it to sound like, oh, I can't call and ask a question. Of course you can. You just have to call the agency or the agent. Don't call the claims number. Once you're calling them, you're kind of committing to moving forward.
Well, or if you, like I said, if you want to find out if you have damage, there is no other way but to have an adjuster come out, and that is a claim.
Yes, and that's why you're correct. And that's why we advise always have the contractor come out. I mean, in a roof claim specifically, it's going to be hard for the homeowner to know if there's hail damage or if it needs to be replaced. Always better calling a roofer first, getting their opinion, because you'll be surprised, especially right now with how busy they are. You're going to get a pretty honest assessment. And if a roofer comes out and says, yeah, there's not much damage, I wouldn't bother, you can be pretty confident in that. And if they say, yes, there is damage, maybe get a second opinion or go with it. But at that point, you're now reporting the damage. You're not looking for the insurance company to determine if there's damage.
Jeremy, this is Jay with Excel Roofing, and I completely agree with everything that you're saying there. Especially, I want to emphasize the point when you say, make sure you call a reputable contractor, because what we see in our industry, there's so many contractors out there that tell people, go ahead and file a claim, let's just see what happens. And that's where I think people, they go wrong, because then they call the claims number, like you're saying not to do initially, they file that claim and there's nothing there. And for so many roofers out there, it's a numbers game. They figure if they do that 20 times, they'll get 2 payouts, something like that. So I think that's great advice.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And that's the thing. They're just hoping for an inexperienced adjuster, or if it's a big storm.
And they'll actually do it on nothing, on really, truly nothing.
Like Jeremy's saying, an inexperienced adjuster will do a giveaway. They just pay for the roof when legitimately they shouldn't.
Because they don't want to fight the guy, or they're just new.
Maybe they just don't know. Maybe they don't know.
Yeah, a lot of times when there's a big storm, they'll fly adjusters in from Arizona or, someplace, and they're good at experienced adjusters, but not specifically with hail. They don't have it in their region, so they're just hoping to get that.
I'll never forget this guy bragging to me one time that they sent him because he's one of their very best adjusters, and this was a big claim, and I said, okay, so what does it take to qualify as one of the best adjusters? Now, I would imagine if you pay out a lot of money to consumers on their claims, you wouldn't be among the best, would you? So, I mean, why do I want you? Give me the worst adjuster. I mean,
it's a fair point.
I know. Anyway, Jeremy, thank you. Compass Insurance, by the way, home of the free insurance checkup. That's true. That means you call and you get a free checkup they check 20 to 25 companies, and they can either verify you have a great deal or maybe tell you you can get better coverage for less money or just less money, whatever. It's real, okay? It is real. You have my word on it. It's independent, real, unbiased. 303-996-9000. 303-996-9000. Now, we have open lines. Alva's on the line. We're going to take her call. And then I'm going to encourage you to call on any and all things that you want. 303-713-8255. I was playing a word association game with with Jay's sons, asking what came to mind when I mentioned certain brands and certain things or certain products. It's interesting. If you ever do that with your kids, you'll see what commercials really, really stick in their mind or what they're interested in.
Frank Azar.
That was, I know, it's amazing. Of all commercials, not any particular product, but all commercials, if I was to ask you, advertising, you would think of him, wouldn't you?
Yeah, immediately.
That must be certain channels or places that you are, that is, because I don't see his commercials that much, but then again, I stream a lot and do a lot of other things. But that's weird that you would think of him. Okay, so let's talk to Alva. Alva, what's going on with your earnest money, Alva?
So last March, right before the whole pandemic really hit hard,
yes,
we went into contract with Oakwood. My husband's a vet, so we were going towards the VA loan and everything, and they told us we needed earnest money just to show that we were interested, but it would be returned to us when everything went through, and really buttered us up when we had the change in politics. My husband's in oil and gas. So we all know what happened with oil and gas.
So wait, so you were second guessing getting a home. But one thing I do want to mention, you had a loan, not a loan, but a contract. Did you have an actual contract with Oakwood?
Yes, we signed a contract with them to start building.
And this is one of their developments, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, and how much earnest money did you put down?
It was $4,697.
Okay.
It was a big chunk of money.
I got it. Now, were they going to provide financing, or were you going to?
So they told us that if we went with their preferred lender, there was a lot of incentives, like they were going to landscape our whole yard and everything.
Yeah, they get money.
And
So when builders love using their people for loans, so do car dealers. And when you use their own people, they throw in some extras. So you agreed to have Oakwood do the financing, right?
Yep. We did, and I had already talked to other finance companies, so I kind of knew what was going to happen, which my husband went from the oil and gas industry for 3 years, military for 4.5, and back to oil and gas. So he's never done anything besides pipelining and the Army.
All right, hold on. And this was in March of 2020?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so when was construction supposed to start?
Construction was supposed to start in February of this year.
And did it start?
2021.
Did it start?
It started, it started about 2 weeks late.
Yeah, but that's no big deal. They actually started. So if you had to say in one sentence, and I'll come back for the rest, in one sentence, what is the problem? Is it you want to cancel, they won't give your money back? Is that it?
So we canceled, they resold the house, and they will not give us our money back.
Yeah. Okay. That is a sentence that's packed with information. You hold on and we'll come back to you. Now, I want to say something about Oakwood Homes. And they suck. Okay? In all the years I've been in Denver, Oakwood Homes generates the most complaints. Oakwood Homes sucks. They absolutely, positively suck. Now, I don't know if they build a good home or not. I just know as a company, there's something wrong. When I can pick out one home builder that generates more complaints than others, they suck. So, that's my opinion. They suck.
They really suck.
Yeah, Tom, you don't hold back, do you?
Tom, don't you think it's stupid? I see more Frank Azar stuff than you do.
I'm substituting green jeans, but that's fine. I can do it.
I think you've been driving a lot lately.
Well, yeah, that's stupid. I'm 16 now, and it's like, Tom is probably the person anybody else needs to see Frank
I think
Azar.
he pays more advertising than anybody in the state.
Yeah.
Tom,
It's not. Well, right. All right, let's talk about Harris Family Law, and then put a .com on that. Harris Family Law. Family Law. Now, what I love about Rich and Lisa Harris, their law firm, is they have a team of attorneys. I mean, a lot of dozens of attorneys, and they specialize in different things so they can help you. They work as a team for you. But what's really important, I'm going to highlight one part of their practice that I really love, and that is they do unbundled services. You can help with your own divorce and lower your costs. They can do a little, they can do a lot. You guys can discuss what you're going to do, what they're going to do. 303-515-5000. 303-515-5000. HarrisFamilyLaw.com. All right. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. If I say that, that's all you need for a great experience in real estate, whether you're buying or selling. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. But I want to highlight his market evaluation that's free of charge. Now, here's what people are saying. Nothing's free. Why would he do it? Well, he'd love to list your home, but there's no obligation. The real reason, the more houses he gets to see and visit and compare, the wiser he gets. He uses it for his own database, which gets smarter and smarter every day. So you benefit by getting a free market valuation of your home based on real market conditions and his 26 years in business. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. That's 303-920-1622. If you're doing a project and you need countertops or windowsills or desktops or something that's going to require a little art nook, something that will require stone, shop for the stone first. You see, normally you can't do that because you got to find the contractor and you got to get the terms and conditions and do all that crap. But right now, with GraniteLiquidators.com, you can shop for the stone first. And why do you do that? Because you get to shop first the entire slab, and you get to pick the slab, not a little tiny little piece, right? You get to see the whole slab. Then you can decorate around it. And you get wholesale prices, the same prices that contractors pay, you pay. So that's GraniteLiquidators.com to get to their website. And here's what I love. When you shop there, they'll put your name on that and keep it for you until you're ready for it, until your contractor comes to get it. So you can decorate around it. You'll know exactly what you have. They have everything you need to get your project started, even advice. GraniteLiquidators.com, 303-835-9745. That should be live too. Son of a gun. But you don't know that, do you?
How do I hate
What is that listed as specifically? Rec live, yeah, that should be no rec lives, lives.
What about
It's okay. I mean, you don't, that's fine. I mean, if you catch it, fine. They really should be doing it right. But I wrote a letter to the higher ups, or should I say the higher ups that are high.
Roofing issue.
What do I have?
Roofing. Two is a roofing contractor client issue.
Dealings a roofing contractor. Terry's got a roofing issue.
You better talk to me.
Okay, so
Yeah, you
today Wednesday, guys. Oh, I didn't do real estate. Did I? I did real estate.
You could answer me.
So Jay,
Did I do Renew Home Innovations?
You haven't done a real CBD for a while.
Did I do Renew Home Innovations?
Hey, Tom.
No. Why don't I have that down here? Dog, yes.
We should let you do your
control water.
Okay.
But you should also give Shuggy our grandma a special deal on the CBD.
Oh, because today is not Thursday, that's why. I get my days mixed up.
Wait, what
See what happens when you get old?
Honest to God, I really sometimes I'm really.
So let me know if you want to hear the Marty Toma.
Yeah, of course they do.
Toma.
What was it, Toma?
What is this?
No, it's Toma. Like Toma Road down in.
What is Toma? Isn't Toma something on your skin or something?
No.
Toma?
You could have a Neva.
Did I do this? I did. Thanks, bro. I did.
You should have answered this alien dude and tell him that this is a general disclaimer. XL Roofing is the best company in the world.
I always say that.
Toma's Spanish dirt.
Should be.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like open conversation.
Okay. Well, they've certainly done that. Toma, my money. I took lots of French. Never
But you know what? Jay and I one time. Jay and I one time discussed, guys. We discussed one time, Dad and I, having a very small referral list with just truly the best.
Yeah, like
I mean, like maybe one or two. But it would be, first of all, they couldn't keep up with the business. And they couldn't pay enough. Well, no, they could pay enough probably, but it would make like the most list, but I don't know if people would go to it because they like browsing.
Here, what about on the referral list? If you had like a little subsection to it that was like
I have that. He has banners and all over the place. He's but on the show every day.
Yeah, so I've never.
Hi, Tom Martino here. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Let's talk. Earnest money, Oakwood Homes. Okay, bottom line. Alva said they sold the home. So, Alva, I need to know the progress, though. You put the money down last March. Things were unsure. When did you actually cancel?
We canceled towards the end of this March, and they had only put like the foundation down on the house.
So they were not keeping with their schedule, but I'm sure they had all kinds of disclaimers. When you canceled, did you do it in writing?
No, I actually did it over the phone, and they sent me like a document to sign saying that we gave up all rights to the house and to our earnest money. And when that came through on my computer, I called them and told them that I wanted the earnest money back. Never signed the paper.
Good.
And they just they refused and refused. And I had my realtor, Rick Baker out of Windsor, call them, and they gave him the runaround as well.
So you never got anything. They didn't lose a dime, and they kept your money.
Yeah, and they actually made more because they sold the house for what it's worth now, and I had over 10 grand.
Alva, I agree with you. They made more. There is no loss, even if there was a breach. And I believe that in small claims court, you would recover this immediately. Why do I mention that? Not that we will help. We'll still call. I always give people that back door because we will walk you through that process logistically. I don't see how they're going to claim a loss on this. What do they say? I mean, what was the last words you got if they even bother talking to you because they suck? Oakwood Homes sucks. Oakwood Homes sucks. Yes.
Yep, they would not answer me. I emailed everybody that I knew in the office, the management, everything. Nobody would answer. That's when Rick got involved, and he called corporate, and they basically told corporate that if they gave my money back to me, they would have it to do it with everybody, and that's not how it works.
Well, actually, they would have to do it with everybody. So that's telling me that they have a lot of people that want to cancel that don't like them. I mean, what? And by the way, if they had to give money back in every case, I'm only saying in your case they had no loss. I'm not talking about every case. You know, these people make me sick. They absolutely make me sick.
Tom, I have a question. I don't mean to interrupt, but
go ahead.
Don't you think that Oakwood is going to be able to sell this house for more now?
They did.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
They did.
Yeah, so they made more money.
They sold it for more already.
So, I don't get it.
I don't get it
either. Give her money.
I don't get it either. Okay. Deputy Dan, I really want you to take this one because of the construction aspect and all that. Seriously. I'm going to let Deputy Dan handle this with you. Off the air, we're gonna call them. And listen, they're probably going to stonewall us. They know that I think they suck. It really sucks. Now, Suzanne, we got a lot of cases out to our guys right now, right? Do you have a list of who has what?
Yeah, but we have our new deputy as well, Tom.
Brand new.
Yeah, Deputy Joe, he just started last week, or called us last week. He's taking his first case today, which would be the Bowflex one, because Smarty Marty's in the middle of a move, so he's tied down with that.
You're right.
So I sent it to
Smarty
Deputy
Marty,
Joe.
by the way, Smarty Marty can't come on with his follow-ups, can he?
I can ask him, but I don't know.
He can't. But make sure we get on, because he's had like 4 or 5 success stories in the last few days.
He's killing it.
Yeah. Now,
I have
hold
something
on.
from Toma.
We're going to go to that.
Yeah.
Joe, this Deputy Joe.
Yes.
That's not going to work, that name.
Oh, I know. That's what we have right now.
That's his real name, right?
Yeah.
Okay, where'd he come from? I interviewed him already, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What walk of life was he?
I don't know where he's from, but he's good with HOA stuff, arbitration, securities, financial planning. It's crazy.
So we're going to have to come up with a good name for him.
Employment. He's done a bunch of employment.
No, hell no. Nobody outrankes me.
Arbitration.
Okay, hold on. He can't be a sheriff. We have only deputies or below. Hold on. We'll think of a title.
So.
Now, Deputy Doc has our resident Doc. He heard from Toma. Now, I want to explain the Toma thing before. This woman, Larry, and another woman called us too. So 2 customers so far. They give him big money and get nothing. That's the bottom line. This guy sounds like a crook to me, unless there was a hint there that he might be going bankrupt. And again, if it's a true bankruptcy and he didn't know it at the time, that's a different issue. It really is, if that's the case. But if you take money and you know you can't complete it, then you suck. I don't know what the case is, but we said, let's go to war on this. Let's call. Let's call and say you heard about him. You're concerned about it. Deputy Doc got a call back finally after we must have left dozens of messages. What did he text or call?
He texted back.
Yeah.
And here's what he said. This is Marty Toma. He said, I am not employed by Complete Modeling Solutions anymore. But I did make a phone call. So
he made it sound like he's an employee.
Right. And he said, I made a phone call to the company, and they said that they have sent a check to Larry Applehans, and that the check should be there. And he said, as a side note, I was an employee of that company.
Okay.
I was not a party to the contract. Is there a reason why you guys are calling and leaving threatening voicemails? And I said, that's exactly why I left the message the very first time I called, to get your side of the story. We always do that.
Now, let's do some investigation. Is Complete Remodeling Solutions an LLC? Is it a corp? Let's go to the Secretary of State. Let's find out who's registered as the owner or whatever. Now, why did this person... Let's get one of these consumers on again if we can. Would you get Larry back on?
Sure.
Or Carol, who called in.
Let's get Larry back on, because he's the one that I've been in contact with.
All right.
And I told him to let us know if he gets the check, and if he doesn't get the check by Friday, to call in either situation.
So now we have 2 people who are claiming to be employees only.
Correct. Ed and Marty.
Okay, so Marty Toma was the president, though, we were told.
That's what Larry told me.
And what's Larry's name?
Larry Applehans is the customer, the client who called up.
Oh, no, I'm talking about not Larry. Who's the other guy that was an employee?
Ed Applewine.
Well, then you just gave me the same last name twice there, bro.
No, Marty Toma and...
No, you just told me Larry's last name.
Is Applehans. Oh, and Ed Applewise.
Oh, come on. You got 2 Ed... Wait, are you sure you're not mixing up your syllables?
Or your fruit?
So, Larry Appleheim and Larry Applehan. Come on.
I'm going to check.
All right, let's check. We're not going to bore everybody with this, but we'll be back.
An apple a day?
Yeah, I got it.
It's Alwine.
I gotta really take this down. Larry what?
What?
I need to write some shit down so I don't get wrong. What's Larry's last name?
Applehans. Applehan's.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, it's Ed Alwine.
Hold on, I'm gonna get
W-I-N-E. Alwine.
Okay.
Alright. You have a question, Tom?
And he was billed as what?
Well, Ed Alwine was apparently the project manager.
Okay, got it.
That's what I thought.
Yes.
And we were under the Marty Toma owned. That's the impression I got from Larry. But again, if he had called me back the first time,
You didn't do anything wrong.
I know we could have done.
Okay.
That's right.
Larry Appleheim.
Applewine. Applehans.
Applehans in December 2019.
Sent him $4,300.
I got it. I got it. Contract for $13,000.
With construction, driving, logistics, and administration. administrative jobs. Find a location near you at expresspros.com or on the Express Jobs app.
Let's talk about real estate law. If you're involved in any real estate, don't use an attorney. You're pretty crazy. You know, we deal in hundreds of thousands of dollars when it comes to real estate, and for $200 or $300, sometimes a little more maybe, you can get everything done with an attorney, at least looking over all the stuff. O'Brien Legal Services is the attorney we use as our expert on real estate law. The one I use, O'Brien Legal Services. That's olslaw.com. Listen to this. If you're buying a home with someone and you're not married, get a partnership agreement. He can help with that. If you're financing the sale of your home, you want monthly payments coming in, get that done the right way. When you're buying, when you're selling, get the documents reviewed, complicated leases. What about land use issues? What about easements? What about border disputes? Adverse possession. You need the help of a real estate professional. Brad O'Brien and his team at O'Brien Legal Services. olslaw.com, 720-370-7388. We're talking about investments, and I promised you some tips, and I'll do that in a minute here. One of the tips is to look in to become the banker. It's not for everyone, but it is safe, conservative, guaranteed return of 4% plus a 1% dividend that's not missed in 100 years. And what you do with this is you keep this account, and it grows tax-free, and you can draw it out tax-free if you follow the strategy of becomethebanker.org. For more information, becomethebanker.org.
So, Tom, for your referral list, do you have, like, is it just, like, a list of companies, or is it, like, tags, like roofing tags, construction tags?
Look at it right now.
Categories.
Yeah, you put it in there.
Listings.
Categories? So if you ask me, you should also have a, like, category on the side that would be, like,
Top
best
tier.
of the best. And this would be, like the companies that you would use,
Okay.
for example.
Yeah, but really they
Banker.
all meet the same criteria. Here's the point. The people, what you're talking about are my personal endorsements. But we do list those on the referral list, but we don't list them separately, and there's a reason, because we don't want to discriminate on the referral list. We want people to browse. And also, referral list, the ones where endorsements have banners, and they have special placement in rotations.
Yeah, I get what you mean. So
But
do you
no, we do not have a separate category called the best of the best. That's kind of weird because they're all really good, and it's just not the place to do a separate category.
I heard. So on a flip note, do you also have one that's like avoid these businesses or something like that? Like
Sleevesbrigade.com.
Sleeves Brigade?
But that's just the worst of the worst. That's not necessarily all of them.
And so, for example, Oakwood would be on there.
You got a lot
They're
of
not.
roofers on.
Really?
They don't cheat people. Well, they do kind of, but Sleeves Brigade is like, we're talking, they're bordering criminals. Yeah.
Like that, like
Marty
complete
Thomas.
restoration.
Maybe Marty Thomas.
You have 5 roofers.
No.
That's in commercial construction.
And are you?
No.
We're not listed in that category. I suppose we could be.
Oh, you want to be? You do fine roofs too, though, right?
We do.
Tar.
No, nobody does tar.
Oh,
No,
really?
just
Membranes.
membranes, rolls of roofing. Either glue it down, or use a heat gun like a hairdryer, and melt it. Different things like that.
So what would it be under if it's not
And his secret is a unique
Residential roofing. Flooring, motor vehicle.
He will make you
They'll
this
go back up.
guarantee. He'll sell your house at your price.
But they do patchwork tar, though, right?
Your house, I used to put in
Maybe Troy, you agree on a price and a timeline. If you can't get you that price, he'll pay you $5,000.
categories over here.
Troy
Go to
Hansford,
roofing.
he spends tens of thousands on marketing to generate
You
demand
could also get
for your
gutters.
home. Troy has hundreds of approved
19
home buyers looking
roofers.
for houses, and they might be a buyer for your home right easily. So give Troy a call at 720-900-4433. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy will buy your house for all cash, and he can close in 7 days. So call Troy Hansford. Get more money at 720.
Yeah, we need to take windows off of there.
720-900.
Who should I tell that to? Take windows off?
I can take it off.
Yeah. Windows and siding, take windows and siding off.
Do you have project manager's number, Ed Alwine's number?
Yes, where did you see it?
Is it cell?
720. Oh, I just said that.
Yeah.
402. 06. Oh no, that's the company.
Did you used to do
XL is.
We tried for a while. We just weren't very good at it.
456.
I'm not sure.
They're much better at Windows. But
Never mind.
What?
Ignore the father told how the school board said you are
E&H. Go back up to E&H.
social justice warriors. Man, is he absolutely right. Let's talk about that too.
Honestly.
Tom's coming back.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So on that company, Complete Remodeling Solutions, okay, they took a lot of money. So far, we have 2 customers. One paid $4,000 and got nothing, zero, zip. In December of 2019, we're going back a long way. Then the other one paid him $14,000, $2,000 in cash and $12,000 in loan proceeds dispersed to them. And here's the problem with all of this. They thought they were dealing with Marty Toma, the president. He claims he was just an employee, and he has nothing to do with the contract. And then we're told Ed Alwine was the project manager. Ed Alwine. So we have Marty Toma and Ed Alwine, who's supposedly a project manager. Now, they have an attorney, supposedly, because a bankruptcy attorney, we don't know what's going on with that. We can't get through. But in any case, one office is vacant, one is a P.O. box.
Both of them said they no longer work for the company.
Yeah. Okay.
And I did leave a message with the attorney to call us back.
Okay, so Toma claims he was simply a... you got to ask Toma... you got to tell Toma he would be responsible for the Contractors Trust Act if he was there during this contract. You can tell him that. I mean, this, bankruptcy, I'm going to go there to their bankruptcy and protest it if he thinks he's going bankrupt to get out of this. Because fraud is not dismissible or dischargeable, I should say. So Toma claims he was an employee and no longer works there.
I sent him a message back saying, okay, if you're an employee, tell me who owns the company.
And here's the thing. Both Toma and the other guy claim they were just employees, right? Both of them claim that.
That's correct, and both are not working for them anymore.
Well, that's convenient. Okay, so as you can see, folks, we have our hands full trying to deal with people.
Well,
and
hold on a second, Tom.
It's up to you to spread the message and at least beware of these people.
Remember on his phone greeting earlier when you called, it said complete restoration or whatever.
No, it didn't.
I think it did.
There was no complete restoration, I don't think. I'm going to call it again. What was the number? Let's do it. I do not. Now, they might have had a company name, but I don't recall complete restoration. Maybe it was. I wasn't listening. What's the number? The one that we actually called. What did we call? Did we call the office or did we call...
We called both. Marty Toma is 720-626-40...
Hold on. I got to do it again. 720...
626...
Okay, just wait. Okay, just hold it. Let's take a little break. We'll do it in a minute. Okay? Because it's getting ridiculous. I will find the numbers.
I have it
and
right here.
We'll do it when I can do it. Just hang on. Let's take some phone calls. 303-713-TALK. Galen, what's going on with you, sir? What's going on, Galen?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. What's happening, sir? What's going on?
So I'm the owner of a company, and we did some work for a client. And long story short, they're just refusing to pay.
Well, you know what your lien rights are, right?
Right. I mean, we filed a lien. I was just kind of wondering, I guess, if it would be worth, suing to perfect or how to finish the lien out.
Let's talk about this. A lot of people don't even understand what liens are, or they think it's their only option. When you have a contract with someone, they're personally liable. So you can go after these people directly. You don't even have to lien the property. You can do both. So One thing I would do is file a lawsuit directly against the client. Directly. The other thing I would do is if they have equity in that house, you can foreclose on the house. I one time, years ago, had a woman who did window coverings in an office in the DTC in a commercial building. And this person who owed the money was so arrogant and wouldn't pay her. She was a Hispanic lady who was owed about $4,000. We had a lien put on this building. We helped her through an attorney. And we were starting foreclosure. They were irate. You can't take a giant multi-million-dollar commercial building for $4,000. Wrong. We can. And you sell it, and you pay yourself off. And the rest of the money goes to the owner. And that's the truth. But it didn't happen because they had to pay up. So the bottom line is, why do contractors bother with a lien if they're not going to follow through? Because it will truly shake up their world. It's just that they don't ever believe anyone's going to do anything about it. So if I were you, what I would do is start foreclosure. And then I would also sue them personally. Do they have equity in the home?
I believe they do. They've been in it for almost 3 years.
I would go to somebody like Frank Ball. He's not on the referral list because he does collections, and a lot of times individual consumers don't hire collectors, but we can give you Frank's contact information. I would say, Frank, I want to foreclose on this damn thing. How much do they owe you?
About $16,000.
I would foreclose on the house. Galen, they're just playing you for the fool.
Yeah, I mean, we've got emails from them saying that we damaged the property. They've actually
hold on. Hold on. Whole different story now. They're claiming you did damage, but they're trying to muddy the waters. Hang on, we'll talk about it.
When we do stuff on the air like phone calls, we just have to really be more careful. We're starting to sound like a bunch of fucking fools, okay? Let's just get our shit, like with the Apple House and the Apple wine. We just have to be really fucking careful, that's all. So I'm just trying to nail this down. I need to know what these phone numbers are. If we don't, you could go out and call them and find out. That would really help me.
Marty Toma is 720-626-4010.
I got that.
The office
we don't know, Ed. With office number, I have two, and one could be Ed's and one could be the office. Do you know for sure which one is which?
Yes, the office number is 720-402-0652.
You know that is that is the office.
Yes.
Okay, cool. And who told you that?
Well, I called them.
Okay, you got it. And you know that is not a cell phone. Good. Hold on, let me just put that down.
Command and construction, driving, logistics, and administrative jobs. Find a location near you at expresspost.com or on the Express Job app.
If you're looking for a loan, I've talked about affordable interest mortgage, AImortgage.net, and I'll tell you again, that is the place to get whatever kind of loan you want, and he has choices. Conventional, VA, FHA, jumbos, first-time buyer programs, and the liquid loan. The liquid loan is a line of credit. It is a loan, it is a first deed of trust, but it's a line of credit. The benefit there is you don't have to think, should I pay my house off or not? You can pay it off if you want. And then you can take all the money out if you want. Even beyond the home value, you can keep going until you get that block. You know, you have a certain loan to value. Many people have a lot of money in their home they don't take out, but you can for home improvements, for paying off high interest debt, whatever you need it for. But the good news is it's liquid. You can pay it up, you can pay it down. You don't have to have one solid monthly payment. You can make as much as you want or as little as you want. And of course, you don't even have to have a loan at all. It stays there as a line of credit. AImortgage.net, 720-895-0500, 720-895-0500. There are really many places you can go to sell your house. You look out, there are so many real estate brokers. You know I recommend Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Now, anybody can use a real estate broker, but what if you just want a check and you don't want to do any improvements, inspections, negotiations, nothing? You just want a check. Maybe the house has deferred maintenance, or maybe you just need to leave quickly. Whatever it is, you'll never know unless you call this place, and they may give you the price you want. Some people say, no. They're just these people that come in and steal the house. No, they have bought over 3,000 houses. Yours might be the next one. So call the number and see what they'll pay. You have nothing to lose. In fact, I would do that no matter what. If I was going to sell my house, before I listed it, just for the hell of it, I would call them to see what they would give me. 800-44-BUYER. 800-44-BUYER.
So there's a ton of choices out there when it comes to...
There's a lot of little buyers. I get at least one a week. I just called.
I'm just doing a little housekeeping now. We have to close up Michael Brown pretty quick.
Please call our attorney, Kerry.
So just to make it a little all right, good over there. Do you have anything?
There's a new, there's a new message out of business.
Hey, dude.
So the project manager's number was the other
My brother was messing with him and told me his name. I forgot his name from a couple of years ago, and he's saying Alex, and
Well, Duke's the middle name. That's their goal.
he says he doesn't go by Alex, but he does.
I do. I just told you, I like Duke better.
Your first name's Alex.
When he introduces himself to new people, he usually goes by Alex.
Oh, okay.
But like real formal people, he's known for a long time.
That is
Why did you get the Duke anyway?
That's his middle name.
Oh,
That was my grandfather's. That was the name he went by his whole life.
Oh, it's not after Duke Snyder?
Nope.
Yeah, I like Duke better personally, but
Duke's a cool name.
I'd rather be known as Alex. That's cool. But
Duke fits in like a big dog.
No, Duke has more panache to it.
yeah,
You know what panache is?
yeah, like
No,
it just has more of a
it's a French word. It means it's more cool.
pop. That's why I said more of a pop.
Have you ever taken the G-Wagon off-roading?
Hell no. It's too expensive.
Maybe you should let Henry try.
Okay.
Or get Bonnie up there and Winter Park for the weekend with your G-Wagon. We should do something with Bonnie.
That'd be fun.
No, let's check this weekend, please, for
I
Father's
will.
Day.
I need to talk to Lois, and I'll let you know.
Yeah,
I
just
think
let me know. I mean, if you can't, that's fine. It's short notice. But
I
I'd
think
like.
we're going to be up in Winter Park.
Yeah.
I'm not positive. Do you want to go up to Winter Park?
Well, I might. I mean, it depends. I mean, just tell me what you guys are doing. If you're not going to come down here, I mean, is there anything to do up there?
Yeah, there is. We can go to the bike park and watch Henry. Yeah.
Henry wants to ride his bike. But him riding his bike is not like a Sunday ride.
No, I know.
He's like...
I'm talking about, like, for Father's Day stuff.
Yeah, there's a bowling alley, there's a rec center, there's you guys could go walking.
Is there any whitewater rafting?
They're actually
The dog's
a
talking
little
my
close.
language.
They're a little close.
That's a cool thing to do.
Uh-huh. There's really not whitewater rafting up there so much.
Tubing?
Right now, the whitewater rafting is on Clear Creek.
Yeah.
Just right by Idaho Springs in that area.
Right. I did that. They have a one-day thing in Idaho Springs. There's a whole bunch of different companies.
Yep.
It's really a great thing to do.
Uh-huh.
It's really fun.
Yeah, it is. We have a raft. We do it a lot.
Oh, okay.
That could be something we could do.
Is what?
I'm sure come to the Rocky again.
And also, when it's this hot, whitewater rafting is great because you don't get cold.
Yeah,
you don't care about the spray on you.
What do you mean you don't get cold? When you're in the freaking freezing water.
This guy freezes every time.
No, but I'm not talking about you don't fall
My
out of the
God,
raft.
we are really out of time. I didn't realize this.
Yeah, we have like some...
Tom Martino here. Listen, we are running out of time, but I promise you this. Anybody who doesn't get on, we will take your problem tomorrow, I promise. Now, listen, this is very important. All right? Larry signed a contract with this company, Complete Remodeling Solutions, gave him $4,000 down. Carol signed a contract with him, gave $2,000 in cash and $12,000 in loan proceeds dispersed to them. The contractor, Complete Remodeling Solutions, was the company. Marty Toma, they thought, was the president, and they thought Ed Elwine was project manager. Now, one office is vacant, one is a P.O. box, and here's the deal. They have an attorney, Kerry Riley, Kootner, and Brennan, and before today, they had a voicemail that people were doing. People were leaving messages. But now, Deputy Doc got a new message when we just called. So we're making some headway. At least they hear us. And as I said, if they have a problem that's legit, they truly were affected and were, had a bankruptcy, that's different unless it was engineered. I don't know yet. We're going to look into it. So what did you hear on
Well, when I called the office number, it said CRS is no longer in business. If you have any issues, please call our attorney, Kerry Riley, and they gave the number for the attorney.
Okay, so they're saying that they are
no longer in
out of business. So at least we're getting that far to find that out. I would be sorry for anyone who has done business with Complete Remodeling Solutions. What's really funny is they were sounding like they were taking work. I mean, they were answering that phone like a business up until we just started rattling their cage.
An hour ago.
All right, now, Galen, again, you're owed money. You want to know what to do. We said you got a couple ways to do it. You sue them directly, or you do a lien and foreclose, or do both at the same time. Those are your quickest ways to get paid. When did you complete the job?
About a month ago.
You got to get on it and then do that 10-day. Listen, why don't you hire an attorney to do this for you? It's really worth it. That's a lot of money, and he can add his fees to the money. I'm telling you, if there's equity in this home, there is no way you won't be paid. You can sell this house. In fact, you can assign your right. Can he assign his rights of that lien right now and let me do it, or does he have to go through with it, Jay? I don't know about that.
I'm pretty sure that he has to go through with it himself. However, your advice for him to get an attorney is spot on.
Now, I would call Frank Ball's. Suze, give him Frank Ball's number, and if he can't do it, we'll have someone else. But Galen, at any time, listen, if there are contractors that need help, and there is equity in the house, everything you spend, everything is added to that judgment. So, and if there's equity, there is no way you can't be paid. Suze, can you talk to him off the air? Thank you. Terry, let's try to at least get this starting. What is your roofing question, Terry?
Hey, thanks for the service you provide to the community.
Thank you, sir.
You helped me out 35 years ago, and I've been listening and learning ever since.
Whoa! Tell me your story. Then I'll find out what I did 30 years ago. Go ahead.
See, I'm in a little bit of a quandary about my 20-year-old roof. I've called two companies, one that Mandy advertises for, and I have some damage, and he said, well, it could go 70-30 either way.
What do you mean, I don't get it. What do you mean 70-30?
70% a possibility that they would replace my roof.
I would call it, what I tell customers sometimes, Tom, when it's questionable or on the fence, it's a 50-50 chance with the adjuster. It could go one way or another.
Now listen.
You say that, Jay, because Chris came over this morning and said the same thing.
Hold on. You know why? You deserve a better answer. We can talk to a public adjuster for you and dissect this tomorrow. Suze, let's get him back on, okay? Don't forget referralist.com for help, information, and referrals, and, of course, the new consumer magazine, 303consumer.com.
Anybody that doesn't have equity in their home, can you be 100% mortgage?
Sometimes, yes.
Yeah, but I doubt it. Yeah, no. I think there are people that might have I think there might have been, not on purpose. Banks won't do it. Banks won't do it, but there are ways that people maybe had a second, and then what happened, maybe deferred maintenance or something. There are very few, I think, where you wouldn't have equity. Especially now, my